Hey, what's going on, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm gonna get this presentation ready. It's just a special broadcast. You guys know we don't really do many broadcasts anymore. But this one has warranted a special emergency edition. So we're gonna go over some very simple stuff that everybody needs to be aware of, so they're not, losing their shit in a couple weeks or less.
A couple of hours here.
All right, yeah. Who knows? Who really knows? I mean, it could be at any point in time, and that's the crazy thing, right? Like it's hard to tell, so people just need to be ready because it's coming. That shit is for sure. So we're gonna go over what a fractal is, pretty much. That's the most important thing. Everything else is kind of like it's good to know, but not understanding this is really gonna help you not be lost in the coming weeks or so, or months. Who knows?
I got a good way to put it. Traditionally in charting, buying tops is not exactly a winning strategy, and I would say that that's true probably like 85% of the time in
Mm-hmm.
almost market conditions.
Right.
But under the circumstances of where we're at right now in crypto adoption globally, you are just as good off buying tops right now if you have a 3 month horizon as you would be buying any other time, just due to how manic the next few months could be.
Pretty much. Yep.
It's literally this is why we had to do this emergency broadcast, is because none of us are. We have projections for Bitcoin to hit targets over 150,000, and I've heard stuff as high as like 500,000.
Yeah, the highest I've heard that's realistic to me is 288K.
But yeah, we can say that number, but until the economic consequences are felt, I don't think we're really going to comprehend it. And to get there, it's going to do it. It's going to have to. It's probably going to happen quickly.
Yeah,
I
but you.
think. I think it's going to take and the reason why I think that is because if you look back at past cycles,
Correct. That's what I was just
we've
gonna say.
only
It's
had
usually how it
one
works.
cycle ever that was slow.
Right. Yeah.
And with the level of on ramps that have been added in adoption and just speed and flow of information,
Things are
I
changing.
truly believe that the the numbers just stack up in crypto's favor. There's so many trillions of dollars on one hand and so few billions of cryptos on the other hand. So if you would put them in buckets on opposite sides of the room, the dollar bucket would be so big it would swallow the crypto bucket whole.
Yep.
But we're trying to fit all that dollar energy down a
Into
tube that gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller down into this tiny little crypto bucket.
the right.
And so a lot of that's destined to spill over into your wallets if you're just there. So my point was, in my
Correct.
original assessment was, you should be buying every top, bottom, left, right, and center right now,
You should
because
be buying everything.
literally everything in the top 500 is about to go
Yeah.
to the
I,
moon.
I mean, look.
Doge was the test pump, man.
Yeah.
Doge was the test pump for the
Here's the
whole market.
here's the thing, right? Like, there's a reason I've been going through all of these streams, and so people can understand and try to have the confidence to realize that they need to be in crypto. It's not a game. It's very serious stuff. So yeah, it's definitely not a
By the
game.
way, chat, I just pulled up my chat window here, so I got to read here who's all in this chat.
Oh yeah, let's shout out the
Welcome,
chat
everyone.
because we're only 4 minutes in, so we might do this for what, like an hour maybe.
Dude,
It's
Bala, what the heck?
it's not
He
gonna be
shows
that
up?
long. What, Bala? Come on, man. Why don't you jump on? I know you got a mic that
Dude,
works now.
dude,
Fuck
I
it.
was looking for you on Twitter the other day, and I'm
He's
like,
not on
what,
Twitter
what
anymore.
happened?
He got off Twitter. Twitter got annoying because we were dealing with some bullshit at the time.
Well, if you
Yeah,
need a stream link, bro, I haven't heard
yeah.
that beautiful, sweet voice, that foreign voice in a while, so jump up on here and give your 2 cents. Besides, I think you made a ton of money in recent months, haven't you?
Yeah,
Don't
he
you
probably
want to talk
has.
about that a little bit?
Oh man, you know what? You know what's funny? I was playing around once, and I found a way to enter a trading platform. And I almost bought ETH BTC, man, and I was like, you know what? No, let me just put this shit in Hex because I know that's where it belongs and whatnot. But damn, that would have been a good trade, you know. Ah, it's annoying, but it's all right.
Yeah,
Can't catch them all.
good luck keeping up with the market now, dude. Like it was
Yeah,
fun. It
nah,
was a fun ride to get to 50K, but now it's about to go off the
yeah,
fucking handle.
yeah, it might because it's chopping and it's not breaking lower, so it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna take a look at all of that stuff. So, oh wow, we got 33 heads in the chat or on the stream. That's what's up.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're all too kind.
Binance crack addict now. Follow stupid. Oh
Ooh, so I'm looking Safe Moon 4-day sushi 20,
man, what?
Qdom
I don't,
60,
I don't know that one.
Telcoin, dude. This
Oh,
Telcoin. Oh
you
my
mean,
god.
yo, you know what's fucking crazy? When that bull crap came out, I almost got some just because it was stupid cheap.
So low key, I know indirectly through one of my partners that I mine with that a guy that works as the head of crypto at Telcoin.
Oh man, what a schmuck.
I know, and he's like, Robbie's like, he told me today actually we were down at the shop. He's like, yeah, I called my buddy that worked at Telcoin because I had brought it up to him about 3 weeks ago, and he hadn't remember. It was just like something that hadn't dawned on him. But I was like, dude, you heard Telcoin went to like 1.5 cents. Don't you have a buddy that works over there or something?
Right, like get some free coin,
So I
bro.
didn't hear anything about it for a while, right? And then here we are at the shop today. He brings it up. He's like, so yeah, I called my buddy, and he's he said he looks me dead in the eyes. He's like, yeah, he sounds a lot like you. He says he's here to change the world, and then crypto's gonna do. And I'm the head of the crypto department, and I'm like, yeah. It sounds like his coin just did like a 400x. Yeah, I think he was living on some fumes right there. But my God, Telcoin, man, that thing started at it was like I think it was like 0.001 like a few months ago, and now it's at over 4 cents. So congrats to those guys over there.
No doubt. Kareem wants to jump on, so I'm gonna send him a
Kareem,
link. Yeah, I'm gonna send him a link.
did I sell my
Uh,
farm? No, I have an offer. A guy offered me 160 for it, but I think it's worth 200.
you're gonna have to pay up.
I was
Pay
like,
up
dude,
like
if
a
you're gonna,
motherfucker.
I literally said this. I was on the phone with the CEO and the COO. These guys are from Chicago, right? They call me up and they're like, so we've been talking to partners, and the best we could do is 160. And I'm like, well, do you know that lumber prices just at a 4x and steel prices did a 2x, right? And that your timetable is like limited, right? And you have all these machines that need to be running.
Yo, them
And so
cats is out of
I
control.
used the leverage, right? The
Of
leverage play pretty
course,
hard.
of course.
Long story short, I was like, I told that guy, second sentence I said to your CEO was that, I know you came up here looking to do 132, but we're in the bowl of all bowls, and that number just ain't gonna cut it anymore.
Nah, it's not.
And
You're gonna have to step that up.
so here we go. We're playing ball right now. I was like, I don't really want to negotiate though. So if you can't come close, like, don't even just give me your best offers. Basically, what I said. I didn't want to be a dick.
Right,
But
right,
like,
of
yeah,
course.
we're printing out there right now, though. So that's the story on the farm.
We definitely are printing in more ways than one in the crypto world, huh?
Oh,
Ain't
for
that some
sure.
shit, man? Dang, that's a beautiful story, brother.
Thanks.
Because that's what it's about. You wanna be part of the gang, you got to pay up, man. You got to pay to play. We've been here, right? We've been here. We didn't just start hearing about it last year. Like you're already late, so you gotta pay. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
and
I
and
got a call
that's
today. It's funny because like the further you go into the cycle, the more calls you get. You think humans
yo.
would be more proactive than that, but they're not.
No, they're not, man. It's crazy, B. I mean, look, it's very easy to talk the talk, right? And that's the thing that people don't get. You know, it's very easy to talk the talk, but to actually sit down, put in the work, everybody is not willing to do that. They're just not. I mean, yo, not to like toot my own horn, but there is no other community that has a quant gang type stream, that has the type of streams that you and me do, that has the streams that just this community has in general. They just don't exist elsewhere. They're just frivolous meow. Like I don't even know what else to call it. Like it's just crazy. And that's something that has to be respected, because what that means is that people here are not playing games. They're actually here to learn, educate themselves, and actually cause an effect, right? Because it's easy to want to be, oh, this should change, that should change. But the fact of the matter is that nothing changes unless you do. You have to be the change that you want to see. And it's very cliche, but it's true. Very, very
Yeah,
true.
it's not cliche. I mean, it's just like a natural law. So
Correct. Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it is a natural law.
look
It
at
is a natural.
anything that's in nature. Anything that's alive or has life in it changes and moves and flows. Like a river flows and changes, and grass grows and dies and grows and dies, and the birth and death cycle of things. And the only time things don't change is at the last stages before death, and we just don't
Yep,
know what happens after that.
that's right.
But the only person, the person that changes the most is the person on the outside.
Yes, they're the ones that are most affected too, right? Because they're the ones that are still experiencing the pain of the person leaving and whatnot. So yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. But it's funny. Death is the only guarantee, and nobody is ever prepared for it. Nobody. Is what's crazy about it.
So,
Because
anyways, if you're
that's
not living, you're dying, people. So get
yeah,
out there and
pretty much,
spend your money.
pretty much.
Sorry to turn that one upside down for you.
Yeah. I mean, nature of the beast, man.
Yeah,
Nature
just
of
be
the
evolving.
beast.
Well, like back to what we were saying before, keep evolving, keep your mind like firing, and if it's not, feed it the right nutrients so it does start firing.
Yeah, what you consume is really important. Holy
You
shit,
know.
Maddie is streaming too. I thought he wasn't streaming today. Fuck. Well, this is an emergency broadcast, so sorry, man. Like, damn, I didn't. I checked, like I checked and everything. You know what I mean? I didn't see a stream. That's the only reason I was like, all right, we can do it.
Well, we could do a merger at some point here, probably.
Yeah,
If
we
he's
probably
down,
can.
it's up to him though.
Yeah, because he usually streams every Thursday and stuff. But that's why I checked first. Oh, you trying to pull a bottle, bro?
Sorry about that. Yeah, this mic's whack.
Nah, it was just because we were having some scratching in the background.
Yeah, this microphone is yeah, it's failing. Try
Oh
to do that
man,
as least as
too funny,
possible.
too funny. Hold on, I'm trying to find my freaking stream so I can get into the chat because I don't like doing it
Hey,
on.
if anybody's in this chat and is over in Maddie's chat, I don't know what Maddie's streaming about tonight, but if he wants to do a little,
Yeah, I actually got his open because Kareem's gonna jump on too, so we might as well just all fucking stream.
yeah, we might as well get some ideas out. I mean, it's a perfect timing with everything in the market, and like we're just seeing just a slight pullback on Hex price action.
It's funny. His title is "I bought my freedom with crypto." That's what the fuck we were just talking about.
Mm, true that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up right now.
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling like people in crypto right now that were convicted for a few years are starting to feel their
Yeah,
cojones.
they're starting to catch on. They are starting to catch on for sure. Let's see.
Be right back.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry guys. I forgot that I was on the stream. I'm trying to see if me and Maddie can just merge streams. See if I can get his attention. He has 50 people watching. I think I have 50 people watching. Why not collapse the two and make it an even 100 plus? Because we are seemingly talking about the same thing, turns out. And why not? Tonight's stream is basically about what's coming. And what's coming is what we've been talking about since we've all started streaming together, really, which is about the fractal. The fractal is real. And I'm gonna go over what fractals are tonight. And really, for our purposes, they're very, very simple. Um, as far as what we need to understand. Um, so we'll see. Or shall I say, you guys will see. Let me hit him up here. Let me hit Maddie here. Give me a second. Where is it? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Ah. We might just jump on Maddie's stream since he has a bigger audience. Makes sense. Um, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So tonight is just really about fractals, talking about charts, just talking about the price action that's coming. And really because it's timely, right? You don't want to have these conversations uh a moment before, right? You want to have them when it's time to have them.
Well, I mean, again, we're like kind of looking for signal, right? So this is
Right.
like a good time to have it. We got that nice first impulsive move to break out, and now we're debating on a retest or if we're going to go just short sideways and then a pump up, or because it could get very volatile, right? I think that's the big thing is like as this
Yep.
fractal plays out, the way the price action will play out, it'll be predictable to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, because they usually play out the same way. And that's really what it's, the whole conversation is about. Is just very, very basic, simple stuff for our purposes, luckily. Um, and I mean, look, I would be surprised if X keeps going past 3 cents at this point in time without doing a pullback, but you never know. Um, but there was some major sells today, man. And the funny thing is, I looked at the tape just to see what the preponderance of the evidence showed, and it really did show more buys and sales, which is pretty crazy. Um, I didn't look at.
I think people are loading up, man. I
Yeah,
really do.
well, you know what's funny? I saw a lot of small test orders on the tape for V3 because you can already see V3 on the whale bot. Um, let me see here. I think, yeah, yeah, I see a lot of like little small orders like on V3, which is interesting because you would never see that in ETH ever, or on V2. I mean, I'm looking at one that's $76, $100, 238. I mean, since before ETH took off, you never really saw transactions that small. $138. So that's interesting because that's
Well, the addresses are
strictly.
going up right now too, right?
Yeah. I saw Hexo posted yesterday. I hadn't looked at that data in a while. But let me pull it up. Let me share my screen actually. Streaming. I don't think I've got
That's
Manny's
perfect.
attention yet. Nah. He is. Nope. Yeah, no, he's a little. Okay, I think he's getting to us. Let me see. Whoop, let me lower that a little bit. Can you hear that? I'm pretty sure you guys can hear that, no?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Might catch his attention shortly. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Are you screen sharing right now?
Oh, no, hold on. Sorry.
I need something to look at, bro.
My bad, bro.
Like we're all out here hearing your clicking shit, but we ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, he's saying shit.
These people came for the details, not for the
Yeah,
fucking
not
clicks.
not not the BS. All right, let's get
You
to
know
it.
what? Hit that down button right now.
Let's see. Full screen, customize range. Wow. What the fuck, bro? 400 plus addresses in 24 hours. That's crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yesterday. Are you not seeing my screen?
I'm seeing it now, man. I'm seeing what you're seeing.
Shit's crazy.
Man, $32
Yeah.
this year, bro.
I, they keep fucking adding up like this. Shit's insane.
We're here for the gains, man. I ain't selling till so high. I mean,
This
I
is
haven't sold
crazy.
one hex to this day, and I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, nah. Who got time for that? Who got time for that? Let's see if this gives us.
I sell Dogecoin every day though.
Naturally.
Tell me how the price of a coin like Dogecoin is going to go up when the inflation rate is a constant
Yeah, I
and
don't
it's a shit pile of the percentage of the coins in circulation.
I have no idea, bro. Like I don't even I mean, the thing about Doge is that the people buying it are not, people that know anything. They're just random Joes. Um, people that really are just oblivious to what's going
All
on. You
right,
know what I'm
I'm going to
saying?
take you down memory lane here a little bit. So I would have agreed with you maybe 4 months ago or maybe even just like 2 months ago.
Really?
But it's come to my attention that there is a shit pile of whales that are using and abusing Elon's tweet fest
Oh
as a
my.
way to pump price to get their own bags filled.
Man.
Now,
All that means is that they're gonna pay the piper just like everybody else.
well, we all knew that beforehand anyway, but it doesn't mean that it's not a good opportunity and pretty much a shoe in to be 6xing or much higher in
Hmm.
the rest of the cycle.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised. I don't remember what the high was last time, but I'm surprised it even broke 50 cents, to be honest
Well,
with
so that's kind of where we're getting into like a part of this. So what Doge was it was like a metaphor for regular people to say screw the system
you.
basically.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah, I mean, I feel
It's
like
kind of been the theme for the last year and a half or so
I feel like
ish.
that's a narrative, bro. Like, really, you're gonna sit here and tell me you're gonna put your hard-earned money in some crap like that as a slap to the face to who exactly?
Well,
I don't know.
one way or the other, I can tell you with confidence that it's easier for anybody to buy Litecoin, Dogecoin,
Oh yeah, than anything, than most other
Ether,
things,
BTC. It's those coins are easy to. There's more access through PayPal and other like regular on ramps.
for sure.
If a person's just coming into crypto and there's bad gains to be made and they don't care what it is.
No, they're just gonna buy it, and the ease of access is the key, right? Because that's gonna really set things apart. It's gonna make it just easy for somebody to just buy it.
Hmm.
As stupid and trite as
I
it
think
sounds,
people,
but
as you said the other day when we were talking off air, I think I think people are they're not they're not stupid. They're not ignorant. They're just they're looking for an escape. Everyone's trying, everyone's in their own little
I
bubble
guess
and
you're
they're
right
just trying
about
to get
that.
through.
I
They're
guess you're right about that. Everybody's
so
looking for an escape to one degree or another.
mm, they want to be in something that's going to, appreciate.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
think about being Richard Hart in 2017 and seeing everyone around you getting rich on Ether and shitcoins.
Right,
And he's sitting here holding a huge bag of BTC, and
right.
BTC starts going down while all his peeps are getting rich.
Yeah, that had to be
Same thing.
rough. Yeah, because
But to the victor goes the
Bitcoin did
spoils.
really, really like after it ran up to 50, it really hasn't done shit. Most of it pumped out was what 65, 68.
Well, it's gotten to that price point now where like everybody, like regular people, there's not enough gain to be had.
No, of course not, because it's just gone too high, right? I mean, you have
No,
to.
it's just because there's not a pause. The people don't realize that the volatility that's about to come down the pipe is like $10,000 swings in it multiple times a day. Like people don't understand how crazy this is about to get.
Well,
This is artificial support, like here at 50 in a sense,
this is
from a
this
sense.
is the way I view it. If this RSI maintains this downward slope, right? while price continues to move higher like this, and it just does never breaks the 65 level, all that's telling me is that that's just people selling the fuck out of it. And eventually it's just going to collapse. Because the thing that people don't know about bear markets, or maybe they don't remember, is that when price goes down, it goes down like in an elevator, right? It's not like when price goes up. It goes down and you don't see it coming. So, you know, it's just like I pointed out before, you got to watch this here. This here is the key, because the thing about this is that the difference between this one and this one is that price is actually moving down with this down motion. Here, not so much. So what that means is that over time you automatically get a downward snap like that, which is what we ended up seeing from February to March.
Hmm.
So that's why
I think
I'm
this looks
like,
to me more like a this looks to me like a bowling out pattern, like in the RSI. Like we're rounding out and we just had a crossover on the Stoche.
well,
To me, it's
yeah,
showing signs of strength, like it's ready to make its next move. It just bottomed out.
it could, but you need to let it actually print that before it's somewhat confirmed, because it's just in this limbo stage, and that's the problem, right?
Somebody's gonna. I think this is just a time for banks to get positioned and stuff. Everybody's getting positioned. Just give them a little more
It
time, man.
could be, could very well be, could very well be. I personally would let it break either way. I wouldn't take a
Yeah, if you're sitting
position
on,
here.
so yeah, if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're waiting to trade, you're good. You're waiting.
Yeah, you should be
Don't stop
waiting.
waiting. Yeah.
Right, you
So
should
when
be
I said
waiting.
buy the top, I mean I said that you know like if you have zero exposure to crypto, that's pretty much who we're not talking to right now.
Right, right,
But if you have exposure to crypto, you know that buying now is probably a good opportunity.
yeah. I mean, it seems like that across the board, right? But the thing about it is if you look at the ETH BTC, that thing is saying, nah, Bitcoin's done. So anything related to Bitcoin is done, right? Because there are some markets that trade with Bitcoin. So it's important to be aware of that. Because ETH is just, it's just a killer, man. That thing is just about to take off right now. It's going at least to 5 before it stops, I think. Because we're already basically 3,600, 35.99 is the 52-week high. So,
Beautiful. That's a good
yeah,
looking chart right there.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
I sure am glad that that's the middleman.
Right. That technically is a middleman
That's
for us.
a hell of a good middleman right there,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah,
That
yeah.
middleman pays you to be his middleman.
Right, right. Exactly. And this is what's so cool about Pulse. Now we're going to get a new, better middleman, which isn't really a middleman, which is what's even cooler about it.
Hmm.
Because, you know, RH is going to make that thing as decentralized as possible. He doesn't play games. So I'm really, really hyped to see what, like, I've never been interested in owning like Ethereum or anything like that. Like, I've just never had any interest in it because it just never seemed like anything that made sense. You know, it just seems like something you buy to use, you know.
What up, Hexidente, my brother?
But this time around, I'm definitely taking a different approach, because I just see what this is gonna be. Like, this is just gonna be so massive, and people just don't see it. They just don't see it. All right, sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Give me a second, guys. I don't think am I in the right chat? I think I am.
Yo, can we just
Yes, I'm in the right
talk a
chat.
little bit about Hex right now for a second?
Sure.
I just think like the Hex price action right now. I mean,
I
and
just pulled up the chart.
it looks beautiful and it could do anything, but I really do like it, and I think it could easily pull down to 2 cents again. But because of these special circumstances in this emergency broadcast, it's destined not to pull back to 2 cents, and it's actually going to just rip straight to the moon.
I think so. I think what we will see is some chop, right? Like what we've seen today is like what today was is basically chop. Um, and we had some sizable selling action today, right? Sizable selling action.
What would a value be for the amount sold today?
Shoot, I don't know, man. Let me see.
Based on
Because
your best guess.
actually, hold on. You know
Nomics has
what?
that data, don't they?
No, no, no. I actually don't know. I don't look at
I
numbers
think
like that. But
if
I
you
know I can
click
pull
on
it up.
Hex, I think inside there it'll even break down by exchange.
I
It's
know I
pretty
can go
incredible.
to EtherScan, pull the last 24 hours worth of data, and then just filter it like that. And then I could just do a quick ETH calculation.
All right.
So give me a second.
That'll
Dex.
show you Uniswap V1, V2, and V3 pairs.
I'm doing
It's all or
Dex
all on chain, right?
trades. Yeah, they should
All on
all be
chain.
on chain. Yeah, I'm just checking to make sure I pull from the right list.
I'm seeing
Uh,
that 61% of the volumes on Uniswap and 36% is on Bitmart.
Let me look.
FYI, Bitmart, although centralized, has worked fine for me. It's a
Where are
good
you
place
looking?
to.
Like
It's
you're looking at Nomics?
Yeah, but I just gotta say though, Bitmart, like, they didn't do me wrong, man. Like, I traded some BTC for Hex over there. I pumped Hex and dumped BTC. Oh hell yeah, I did. I fucking taken that shit to the moon, man. I bought it. I bought it right before it broke out on Beat the BTC pair. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Perfect timing and shit.
Oh man, time in
Let's
that
see.
market, man. Let's go.
Yeah, 61%, 36% Bitmart. Yeah, I've never used Bitmart. Never used it.
Hey
Well, this is
man,
interesting. Look at the fiat volume. Ruble, 51%. USD, 49%. Odd.
interesting. The
Yeah.
Russians are in. They're all in.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's $194. I don't think it's really that significant.
Well, it's a lot of rubles.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rubles.
That's
Shit.
fucked up, bro. Sitting over here stabbing Putin in the side over here,
Hey man, it's
calling
just
that guy out.
it's no, well actually no, it's just the Swift system, man. It's all imaginary anyway. It's all right.
All right, that's true. That's true.
If and as much gold as they got, they're not worried about no ruble. Trust me,
This is
they're
true.
not
This is
worried
true.
about any ruble.
They do have a lot of that stuff
Oh yeah,
next to
they're,
us.
they're not worried about a ruble at all. So let's break this down. Let's go down to 240 minutes. And I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick, take some questions because I know.
Yeah,
Oh
take some
wow,
questions,
look at
everyone. I gotta go
this! Look
wash
at
my
this!
what?
Ooh,
What? Ooh, that's juicy. I'm
yeah,
liking what I'm seeing.
right on the RSI. So it'll be interesting to see if this just holds because it held last time, and this is this is like a positive. This is a uh what do they call it? Inverse positive divergence. Right? Is that right? I don't even remember what the hell this is called anymore. It's been too long. All right, let's jump in this chat. See what you guys got. Let's see. Wow, a lot of people in the chat. Let me do a little roll call. All right, Reggie Bow, Crypto Frontier. Let's see. Every NES game, yeah, we are splashing into some water soon. Oh man. Let's see. What is Maddie doing? All right, let me see. All right, you haven't seen my message yet.
Oh,
All right.
I just got an alert from my buddy. He said BTT's shitting on kids out here.
BTC.
BTT BitTorrent token.
Oh,
We've been me and my buddy have been calling that one for a few days, but that's pretty cool that finally ripped for him. I think he took a pretty big position in that one.
nice. BTT. Yeah, that was
BTT,
cheap
folks.
for a while. That was cheap for a while too.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Marco Belly, what's up? I'm just doing a little roll call in the chat. AB, what's up? D'Artagnan, what's going on, brother? Amine was good. Matt Crypto, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping through. Balia Brand, pleasure to see you as always. AJ, what's up, man? Heximus Decimus, what's going on? Hector, what's up, brother? Bala G, we already fucked with you.
Yeah, we got him right out the gate.
Yeah, right out the gate. Grant, what's
As
going
if
on?
Twitter was he was missing out on it from all the
All
lack
right,
of Twitter.
right. What's going on, Piston? What's going on, David? What's up? Lo, what's going on? Sam, what's up? Nate, what's going on, dude? Latin American crypto, what's going on, brother? Hexander, thanks for coming through. Trust us, what's going on? I see you're in both. I was over there trying to get Manny's attention. I can't do both, so if you guys are in both, please try to get him to send me a link so I can send it to everybody else so we can jump over there and raid his shit. What's going on, Ovidian? Thanks for stopping by, man. Hexagon, what's going on? Let's see who else is here. T Bird, what's up, brother? Trustless. Blue Bum, what's up, man? I really love that name too. Every time I say that shit out loud, I laugh. What's going on, Kevin? What's going on? Pay me Hex. What's up, man? Carlo Rapper. Background TV and one of your mics. Yeah, that's called my music in the background, man. Let me know if it's too loud. I just need some background noise at all times. I don't like too quiet. I don't like even hearing myself talk. So let me know if that's too loud, and I'll lower it down a little bit. Money printers for sure, Hexagon.
Yo, but real talk, dude. Your brain is so loud I can hear it from Wisconsin to New York.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, dude. Sometimes I get kind of annoyed. It's like, dude, can you please turn the dial down?
What's going on, Golden Seti? Oh, you know what annoys me? My computer annoys me, actually. I really need to like put it somewhere else, but I'm too lazy to do that. That would really eliminate that a lot of that background noise. What's going on, Rackham Rishel? AKA Overwatch. Give me liberty. What's going on, brother? Welcome aboard. Let's see who else. What's going on? Crispy with an H. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Blue Bum. Yeah, I'll talk about RSI in a little bit. Give you guys the formal definition of hexadente. What's going on, brother? Just so it can make more sense when I talk about it. Science Soof, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping through. Hex and Excess, love the name. Love the name. Seriously. The Sapper, what's up, man? Mike Conley, what's going on? Let's see. If I say your name wrong, let me know. Chris J, what's good, brother? Mitchell Burrows, welcome aboard. Motley, what's going on, Motley?
Motley, woo!
Aren't those guys streaming tonight too?
I don't know, but we might as well make it a party. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I don't have like the capability to host like 20, but I'm sure
No, but
somebody
we'll
does.
hop on with somebody else if anybody
Yeah,
wants to adopt us.
somebody does. Yeah, somebody does. Chat, show Mitchell Burrows some love. Let her know what we're about. This is a stream for Hex, people that own Hex, but we talk about everything here. We're just about education and making people more astute with their money. Not necessarily fiat, but preferably money. Um, and you know, if you ever have any questions, you can reach out. We have our contacts in the description. And I think it is also, yeah, our Twitter handles are pretty much what you see on the screen. So yeah, definitely reach out. Marcian, welcome aboard, brother. Creme de la creme, thank you for stopping through. All right, I think that's it. So we can get back to it. So the RSI, let me talk about that real quick first, just so we can get that out of the way. Get the formal definition for you guys, just so you guys can see. Because it's really just about what the formula is. The formula is what's important to know, because that's what's really gonna help you understand exactly what it is that what this indicator is actually doing. Hold on, because I thought I was gonna be able to find a bigger picture, but nope. Hold on. I'm trying to get a better picture here. Doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. Give me a second, guys. I'm just trying to get you guys a better picture here. All right.
By the way, I just got a message from Gerard Dog, who I just wanted to publicly state, since I don't come on that often, just I wanted to publicly state how proud and how awesome his content is, and just I like every video he has, like I want to watch it right away. And like, so you're doing the right thing, man, and
yes, he is.
keep it up, dude.
Yep.
Keep it
I
up. And
mean,
he
what
said he said he wanted to stream with us this weekend, but I said maybe I'll have to mention it to Wales off air. Well, here we are.
he can jump if
Oh
he
crap,
wants now.
we're
I
not off
mean,
air.
he can jump on now
Dude,
if he
no,
wants.
he said he's balls deep in charts right now, bro. Leave him alone.
All right, no worries.
All right.
I feel him. So the RSI is basically a measure of gains versus losses. And as you can see, this is just so everybody's aware. It's taking the return streams literally over the period, right? So the average gain versus the average loss. So it's the average of gains and losses over each period, right? So just so you guys can look at some numbers, um, just because it's very important to understand. It's very, very important to understand. So average gain, right, and average loss. One plus that over that, and all of that is under 100, right? So what this is really doing is the 100 is kind of like that that whip hand, right? When you're whipping a whip, your hand is holding the end of that whip. So the rest of the whip is moving, it's oscillating up and down, right? With respect to how you whipped it with your wrist, right? So this is what the 100 is. The rest of the equation is like the rest of the whip. This is going to determine what the RSI ultimately looks like. Let me make sure I get back on. Is this it? Nope. Where's this thing? All right. So this is what's going to determine how the RSI is going to move, right? Because the 100 is the base mark for this whole shebang.
So would a
This,
lower RSI be more bullish or less bullish?
well, the way the RSI works, it's not so much where the RSI is located. It's where the RSI is trending.
Gotcha.
Because you have to remember it's an average, right? And because it's an average, every time you're seeing it as an average of n periods. And that n is this number here, which in this case they use 14. So they took 8% or whatever number they took it, they summed it up and divided it by that 14, because that's like the standard for RSI indicator. Well, if you don't know, let me show you. But anytime you set up an RSI indicator, the main input is always 14. Always. I don't use 14. I like to use my fractal values or my Fibonacci values, which are really just fractal values, but it's neither here nor there. So again, this is just a calculation, right? And this calculation is what ultimately gives you that value. That is what you end up seeing on the chart. So long story short, when you're seeing it chop around below this middle band, that means it's bearish, right? So this whole time, Hex was bearish because it was going down, right? So when it's not being bearish, what's happening is that it's bouncing around above that band. This band is what matters here. It's not so much whether it's up here or down here, interestingly enough. It took me a long time to learn that. A long time. So
I get it. So in other words, the band is like your like gravity, and
correct.
it's trying to pull the whip back to center to find equilibrium with market forces.
Correct.
Wherever that finds equilibrium is the new floor.
Right.
So anytime you get price, whenever you get the RSI to go above or below that center point, is when you can make the most of it. But you're looking for signs back when it's in the band for an indication that it's going to start making a move one way or the other.
Correct. And if you take a look here, right? Like if you look at now I know this is a little small and I'm gonna zoom in, but right before Hex took off, interestingly enough, if you look at what the RSI did, which is right around here, right? Right here, right when it was I'm sorry guys, give me a second, but I got like something in my throat.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Right here, right before it took off the other day, it literally careened, or what's the word? I think it is careened. I don't really know. But it basically like just bounced around in this band area, right? It looked like it was done going up, but no, that was just it chopping around before it actually took off, right? Which is what's interesting because you have to understand what the RSI is in order to understand what it's telling you. And that's what's interesting about it because it's very easy to get lost in what you normally see, which is like, oh, price is down here, so it's oversold, time to buy. But if you would have done that here, you would have ate a whole 30-40%, right? Like, who wants to do that? Not me.
Nobody wants to lose money, but if you dollar cost in from a certain level on the RSI, like see how okay, so go back to the last sell off basically on the RSI there where it was like basically stuck in the band, but it was slightly
Right,
below.
right here.
Where was the indication that we were getting close to the bottom? Like where was the point where you finally said, "Oh, okay, well, I would enter here," or where maybe the point where
It's
it's like, "I would enter here, but there could go lower," because that's really where we want to buy.
that's the hard part, right? Because look at all of this, right? If there's one thing that took me the longest to learn from using indicators is that they're useless. They're really, really useless.
All right,
Does
but
it?
is there any way
Oh,
we can use it in
yeah, yeah. I'm
in
gonna get to
no?
that. I'm gonna
But
get.
hey, but I mean, under the premise that like with this upcoming fractal, keep that in the back of your mind because we're trying to find
Well, right.
that
We're
signal.
getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry, because it's all part of it, right? All of it is part of it. Like that's the thing about technical analysis. It literally incorporates everything you think plus what you see. Because if they're not in line, you're gonna make the wrong decision, right?
All right,
And
well, you
that's
best be getting explaining because my head's spinning already.
check it out. So think about it like a coil. When that coil is compressing, it compresses over time. And ultimately, it can only compress but so much before it snaps. And when you stack indicators, you can see that action, that motion in price, right? And when price is going down like this in an orderly fashion, what you're gonna see is this type of stretched out momentum type of move, right? Because what happened is like here you had a box build itself. Give me a second. Where is this thing? Hold on, cause here we go. You basically had a box build itself while price went down.
All right, Maddie's coming in.
Oh, he's coming in. He shut his stream down. What the hell?
I mean, one way or another, we all know a consolidation leads to bigger gains, so let's fucking do it.
Oh shit. Yeah. Hold on. He just asked me for a link. Hold on. I forgot to send it to him earlier. Damn it. All right. He'll be coming on shortly.
Yo, oh man, dude, what doesn't like? Isn't there some like law of physics that potential energy? Is there a way that a potential energy in physics it is? What am I trying to say?
I
Like
think I
it
know what
has
you're trying to
like
say.
like that. Is there a way that you can predict kinetic energy or force kinetic energy out of something with a potential energy that's building up? Because that's kind of what you're trying to say, right? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
inside that box?
That's exactly it. And yes, there is. And the way you determine it is typically with a divergence. And now, what is a divergence? A divergence is when you have two things going in opposite directions when they were going in the same direction. So let me go and highlight that shortly. So here we have price letting us know that it's going down, right? Like price is clearly going down. Nothing really not obvious about that, right? Like it's clearly going down. That's what it's doing. You got multiple planes here, right? Like you have a whole other parallel level there. Uh, and that's how you know it's going down. It's not going sideways, it's going down. So it's straightforward.
That makes sense because now I see your blue box. I see how that correlates with because your blue box is kind of like the same blue box, like a
Correct.
holographic blue box that's showing up in the same part of it. It'd be
Correct.
cool to write a script if anybody is a coder, write a script that could do that for me, where you could just like draw a box over the RSI and then it'll appear over the price chart.
Right. So what you see here is you have to lay out two rectangles in order to cover the same area that this is going sideways on. Right. So technically, that's a divergence because what should be happening is that this should be replicating the same rectangle, the same trend that would force you. I can't print another damn. Hold on.
I see what you're. This is
Is
profound,
this
man.
doing it?
This
It's
is
not.
making me see a deeper implications in the RSI that I maybe didn't see
Right.
before.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people like to dismiss the RSI, but it's because you got to really look. Like anytime I look at an indicator, I look at what the formula is. That really helps me understand if it's
Dude,
useful
for
or
real,
not.
dude. That helped when
Hmm.
you brought that formula up and you explained it like a whip. That
Right.
that was a good visual for me. I'm a creative learner, so it helps when you do that.
Right. Because it's a funny thing because I've always tried to like help myself comprehend like how the hell do they just pick this 100 number? Because it's kind of random. How can you know it's from 0 to 100?
Well, because it just
Nothing.
means 100%, right?
Well, not necessarily.
It would be
Because
100% of the time frame you're looking at. That's all it is. If you're looking
right.
at this
But
time frame right here on your screen, then that's 100. That's 100.
But think about it. The gain doesn't have to be 100. Now there's a loss. The loss is the only thing that could be 100. The gain could be more than 100.
Oh, I guess I was talking about the scale. Sorry.
Ah, yeah, but the scale comes from this. That's the
Oh,
thing.
well, yeah,
See?
but it comes from the chart. So if zero is the lowest, dude, over average. Oh, see, yeah, okay, no, okay. Starting to click, starting to
No, no,
click.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no. It's all right. It takes time. It takes time because that's the thing. It's not in your face easy. It's not. It's not. It's
Well,
not.
there's
So
just so
it's
many. Like you think of one thing that you think is like it, and then there's other situational things that make it
relevant.
different dynamic that changes it. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's the thing. Everything isn't relevant all the time,
we're using
right?
two
And
averages, so it's like
exactly. And
a
with
problem.
trading, it's even harder because all of this shit is always moving,
Oh
man.
my
So,
god, dude. I like
so it's
holding hex a lot more. You know what?
yeah, it makes life easy. It makes life very easy, right? And that's the thing. So when we're looking at this, right, and we're looking at this indicator here, we're seeing the same pattern. Now, what's cool and what you got to notice is I have two different levels here, right? Two different inputs. This means I'm reading 9 bars back, right? And the one below that is giving me a reading of 21 bars back. So I'm tracking longer periods of time with the mid panel versus shorter periods of time with the top panel. Oh, snap. Maddie's in the room. Hey, Maddie. Sorry. Did I keep you waiting for long, man? I'm sorry. I was
No,
it.
no problem at
Okay.
all.
Okay, cool. I
Hey,
was
Maddie.
Hey, how's it going? So, so
talking it
I
up.
I
Go ahead.
rated you guys, and Hexo rated me. So we got some
Nice.
people who are just joining. Could you
Okay.
catch us up?
Sure, sure, sure. So let me start from the quasi top. What we were talking about basically was the RSI. Before that, we really weren't talking about much. We were kind of just like going over the chat back and forth, chopping it up. But right now, I was explaining what an RSI is, what that indicator does, how it works,
Awesome.
and what it
Yes,
is. So
relative
let me
strength index.
right the relative strength index. So the relative strength index. This is the formula for it. And the reason you want to know the formula is because you want to actually understand what the indicator is trying to tell you. That's how you really get a good feeling or try to understand if an indicator is actually worth using. Because there are a
Hmm.
lot of indicators out there that are okay, and there are some out there that are just trash. But at the end of the day, every indicator is trash relative to the main indicator, which is price, because everything is based on price. An indicator can't give you a signal that price isn't already giving you, because otherwise the indicator could not project that indicator. Right? It sounds kind of circular, but it's how it works because every indicator is getting its input from price. So
That's a
it
great point. Yeah.
right. So it's only when you're not using price, right? And there are ways to do that, and I don't want to get into that because it can get very weedy. When you're not using price as an input, that is when you can then create something of some kind of value. But you have to understand what you're doing, right? So, like for example, there are ways to incorporate an RSI indicator in a MACD, right? But you have to have the right platform in order to do that. This situation here isn't the right platform for that. This one is better because I could jump in here, play with the code if I wanted to, and change it, right? But you got to have the right platform, and you got to. But the main thing is to have the proper understanding, because it's cool when you can combine two separate indicators that kind of do the same thing, but you're kind of nesting the math, right? Because the MACD math is good, but the RSI math is better. And the reason the RSI math is better is because you're tracking what the price is actually doing over a specific period of time.
Mm-hmm. So this is like what it's telling you is your trend, right? So your average gain, your
Correct.
average loss over time frame equals trend. So
Correct.
really, that's what it is.
Right.
That's what it is, dude.
Everybody knows
But it's
what.
truer, right? Because like if Elon tweets in February, then that's valuable information that's going to have an impact now. So it's like if Elon stops tweeting, does Doge go down? So does the RSI start to deteriorate and show signs of divergence? Yes. So that's why why the RSI is so good at using price to show trend, and why you can use that center line to show levels over
Right.
expanded periods of time
Right.
before it makes its next
That
move.
center line is important. That center band is important because, okay, so we have a range of 0 to 100 with an RSI, right? So then the question is, well, what good is that range, right? And that range is good in order to determine whether the trend is up or down, right? So what do we all know about markets? Very simple. The trend is our friend. Straight enough. So how do we take advantage of that very basic notion? Well, the RSI helps us to, because once you understand how it works, it's very simple. When the MACD works in a similar fashion, interestingly enough, it's just a different visual. So for the RSI, if you look at my inputs, I'll just show you my inputs here. For the length, I use the number of 9. And for style, I use the upper limit and the lower limits. Instead of the usual 70 and 30, I use 55 and 45. Now the question is why?
Yeah, can you go into a little bit of the history of why those numbers, like
45?
why that band, the 45 and the
Of
55 being
course,
your
of
band?
course, of course. So typically what you see, I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that, is 70 and 30, right? When you see an RSI, that's typically what you see. 70 and 30 between 0 and 100 with a length of 14, right? That's like the average. That's what you always see. That's what you always see displayed in a chart. Most people, that's what they use.
So these are the people that look at the chart like what, once or twice a year?
I don't know, to be honest with you,
Well,
but
think
they
about it.
just
Think about it. An expanded band is going to give you not such a tight trading range. You're not looking for such a key situation because your time frame's so large. You're looking for huge trends over months or years of time. But
right.
if you shrink that band down to 45 and 55, you're looking for a move more in the present, closer to the present, right?
That's one way to view it, actually.
That's one way to target it, maybe.
No, yes. But here's the thing. Let me break this down, because while you're right, the fact of the matter is that the people that you're talking about don't view it like that. The way that this is treated is that when price is poking its head above the line, the 70 line, that means it's overbought, meaning you should be selling it. But if we look at the chart, price kept going.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly that's not true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing could easily happen here, right? You had price go above the 70 line and it kept going, and it's already happened here, right? So over time, I came to realize that something was wrong because that shit ain't working.
Right.
Right? And you
I
can
can see
see
how you
it.
could think that.
Right. And you can kind of see it clearly. Like it doesn't work.
So wait,
So
but where'd you get your 45 and 55 bands from? I'm still curious.
that's next. That's next. That's part of the story. That's next. So one day I was watching YouTube or I was poking around YouTube and I was like, let me look into the RSI a little bit. Because, you just like use stuff. You don't ever really look into it. You just like look into it, but you don't really look into it, right? Like you think you know, but you don't really know. Because when you look this shit up in the internet, nobody's telling you should be using a band of 50 or 55, 45, right? This is what they show you, right? 70, 30. That's what they show you. They don't show you what I show you, right? Like they show you this useless information. Now
Yeah,
here
but
they got the
why?
50
Why? Why?
because they go by what I told you earlier, which is
Yeah,
they
but
treat.
what's the so is it like one of those things where it's like a escape, like how do I put it? Like do the people that make these tools put a 30 and a 70 as that not only just because it shows a very basic principle of oversold and overbought, because we've already proven and disproven why that could or could not be a good play depending on which side of the trade you take, depending on
Mm-hmm,
how extended it is and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but if you're just like a regular guy coming in, is there like a particular reason why maybe they'd put a 30 and a 70? Like it seems like there's a lot of room for error there, just for how you'd want to use the RSI based on what you're telling me about averages and trends and stuff. It doesn't
Yes,
seem like
right.
People
But
who make financial tools not making it easy for the little guy or the
who would have
beginner.
seen that coming,
What?
right?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to turn this into like a whole shit post of financial over financialization of America and the world, but let's be honest. Like they didn't necessarily explain this stuff. It's like,
No.
hey, you know what really happened? People our age, in a plus, I'm 30, so people like 20 to 45, we just like didn't care about this shit, and then we found crypto, and then all that financialization came to crypto. We were here first, so
Yep.
they're gonna have to figure out how to play with us. So how about that?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, and the beautiful thing is they're buckling, right? They got no choice because people are asking for it. It's not really optional anymore. It's not 2012. It's not 2014. It's not 2017. It's 2021, right? Like MasterCard's jumping in, Visa's jumping in, PayPal, Venmo. Amazon will more than enough, surely enough, jump in. They have no choice. Everybody has to buckle. Everybody now has to bend the knee. That's what that shit is. Now, the question remains, will we maintain power? And by we, I mean us individually, but collectively, because that's how crypto works, right? There's no centralized conglomerate determining anything.
Mm.
So, if we wanted to stay that way, yes. If we don't, well, same shit will just happen again.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
ETH is a
Maddie, I want to hear it.
monopoly
Right.
because they don't care about implementing lower fees.
No.
They could have made a copy of
No,
themselves a
dude.
long time
No,
ago and
dude.
dropped the fees
Maddie,
to
you're right,
nothing.
100%.
Being proof
They showed their
proof
hand when
of
they
stake.
showed their hand when
100%.
they said they wanted to make ETH deflationary. That's when they showed their hand. They turned that into let's try to take Bitcoin's lunch fest instead of caring about what mattered most, which was using it like oil, like a utility. Like we shouldn't want. I mean, we want our stuff to appreciate, but I'm starting to understand a little bit more. I don't agree. I'm more of like I'm not a Keynesian type of thinker, but I'm starting to see more and more why. Because when stuff gets centralized, they want to make it more valuable and control it. Because
Right.
you don't want to lose your piece of the pie. It's simple human psychology, but it's also so profound in that I think the way this works is new cryptos continually be made for generations and generations and generations. And then each generation of human society kind of adopts a new type of financial technology. And it doesn't mean that they can't coexist with the
Right.
old like they do now, but I just think that it'll be a constant flow like a river
Right.
of technologies and different advancements. And eventually, we'll surpass the need for money as it is these days. But this is, probably
I could
past
see that.
100-year
I could see that.
horizon.
I mean, look at us now. I honestly did not think, and this is me being frank, right, with my ignorance. I did not think we would ever reach a point where crypto could ever I can clearly see the inflection point for mass adoption. When you have these major players entering the game, that's what's next. Because what happens is that the friction for entry has been removed. When there is no friction, I mean, it's pretty
Dude,
straightforward,
you're
right?
right. There's no friction from the buy side.
A lot of that
But
has been
from
removed.
okay, but so I got to say this because it's just a thought, and you'll find this
Sure.
super interesting. So with the mining ecosystem and the economics behind it and the driving forces right now on that side of the equation,
Hmm.
there's a huge shortage with new chip production.
Right.
So normally it would take 18 to 24 months for a mining manufacturer to produce a mass printout and get them from R&D to market and out to people, right? So 18
Hmm.
to 24 months. But because of COVID and because cell phone manufacturers and graphics card manufacturers and all the different little parts and pieces that goes into chip production, that has all been slowed to a halt, right? And so
Right.
there is this massive void for Bitcoin mining equipment and Ethereum mining equipment, which is graphics cards and other cards, which is gonna significantly reduce the sell side pressure from inefficient miners. So what that's going to do is create this extended bull cycle with the added financial the large investors come in. I just see this like it's
But
like
it doesn't change what the miners are getting paid, right? Because there's a difficulty adjustment that happens. So like if the amount of processing power on the any proof of work network, if it's not growing, then this, or if it goes down a lot, then the system just readjusts and pays the people who are still mining more. So Bitcoin is delivering the same number of coins every block, right?
right.
So that's still so what you're saying is if there's less competition or if there's less new mining equipment coming on, then the miners, they can keep some of the coins for themselves because they're not having to buy new
Well,
rigs
not
to
only
keep
that,
up.
but we've as miners have had 3 years to buy every capitulated shitty mining operations equipment and warehouses for nothing. So we're
Yeah.
sitting on stockpiles of stuff. I'm talking big mega scale corp people, not me with a little 50 rig operation. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the real money that's in mining now. And I just don't see them needing to sell. They have enough liquid fiat cash flow. And eventually, I'm scared of when nation states start printing to support it because it's going to be crazy. Like by then we better be off Bitcoin and some of that stuff as like the global reserve. Or it could be really weird, man. We could see some really weird stuff, but I don't want to get into that because it gets way too off topic. But it just
Interestingly enough, a couple of states had, and yes, I said U.S. states. That is right. I can't remember them right now, but a couple have decided to start looking into mining Bitcoin, believe it or not. How
yeah,
about that?
huh.
Couple of American states. This is how far we've come in 11 years, 12 years, 11
This
and a
is
half.
real, man. This is so real. This is crazy.
Now, again, you guys got to realize, I really, really, really highly, highly, highly doubt you'll ever have to sell your crypto unless you're doing it like now. Like I really don't see it unless something crazy happens and people just lose all mental capacity and like something drastic has to happen in order for this shit to not take over because people are upset, people are broke, people are miserable. The reality is that that's the reality. Nobody's hunky dory. Nobody's living a great life. Everybody's working hard or not working or unemployment. Like shit is not pretty out here, right? So crypto's taking off for a reason. Timing is everything.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Timing is
Mm-hmm.
everything. So double-edged swords are real. Always understand what you're doing. Always think about the second, the third, and the
Best be
fourth
positioned
order.
before a huge fractal move,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Oh
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
So you're saying that we should sell our diamonds for marbles?
No, I'm not saying sell diamonds. Don't be selling any diamonds.
Or
That'd be
the
crazy.
other, just hold them, hold the diamonds.
Well, what diamonds are we talking about? First of all, can we define?
I see Johnny in the chat. He made a really awesome video. It's been a while now, but he
Yeah,
made
shout out
the
to Corey and
comparison.
Johnny.
Yeah, made the comparison that what you think you have now is marbles, but they're really diamonds. And then he did a magic trick that showed marbles turning to diamonds. And
Beautiful.
just
Beautiful. I didn't see that one. I want to see it though.
Yeah,
I
I'm about
think
to
we should
check
get a
that
link
one
up
out.
in the chat.
He's a character, man. I love him.
Dude, I wish I could see everything. I really do.
There's only but so much time in the day, brother.
Oh, there's so many good community members. So many.
It's it's funny, man. I haven't talked about this in a while, but that's really the most bullish thing about
It
Hex.
is, dude. I'm getting fucking worked up, bro.
People don't understand that. That by itself makes Hex like crazy cheap. Like no chart I have can show you how cheap Hex is just based on the community alone. It's just not possible. Now let me just read this little crap real quick. During trends, RSI readings may fall into a band or range. During an uptrend, the RSI tends to stay above 30 and should frequently hit 70. During a downtrend, it is rare to see RSI exceed 70, and the indicator frequently hits 30 or under. Now, all I want to show you guys is they just don't mention any other numbers in here, right? And this is how people get stuck using it. Right, it's just those are just the default settings. I'm not really sure why those are picked. I've never looked into that. That's just what it is. Yeah, traditional interpretation and usage of RSI is that the values of 70 or above indicate that a security is becoming overbought or overvalued and may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective pullback in price. And an RSI reading of 30 or below indicates an oversold or undervalued condition. So as you guys can see, that's the boilerplate bullshit language. It's not really how it works. How it works is how we were just talking about.
That formula you brought up, basically.
Right. You have to really pay attention to what price is doing. Understand what the indicator is telling you. As long as it stays in that middle band, right? Because that middle band is really that differentiation point, right? That's what splits the bull and the bear trend, because the trend is what pays us, not anything else, right?
I love it, dude. I love that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so it's these little basic things that while we all know it, it's about putting all the pieces of the puzzle together that makes it hard. It's not easy, because it took me a while to put all those pieces together, even though I knew them all, right? And if you look at my indicator sets, I'm merely stacking them all, and they're all doing really the same thing. But the thing you have to know is if you look at the MACD on the last low, it's barely reading anything, right? I don't know if you guys can even see that.
It's really quiet, yeah.
It's extremely quiet relative to the rest of the charts as it's making these lows.
22nd. What is that? 27th of April or 22nd? I can't. 28th.
Yeah, it's the 27th, 28th, around there.
And look at that. Not very long after, you get that huge wick.
That's right.
Which signals a trend change.
That's right. And what I want to highlight is how, while all of the price is going lower this whole time, what is the MACD doing? Reloading. Right? And then just again, price makes new lows.
That's that 45, man. That 45 angle.
Yeah, yep.
That's a signature.
Yep. It's funny, it usually is. And I don't like to be the guy that kind of sticks to certain measurements or anything like that, but because it doesn't always hash out that way. But it's a fair assessment on it being standard, or at least a good measure of fit. You know what I mean? And when price I mean, the thing about crypto is anytime it pukes like that, it's always going to bounce back. I mean, you always see that, right? Always, all the way down. So the question is just what is it that differentiates this dump from the others, right? And it's really just understanding how to stack these three things. Like it's very, very important. Well, not these specific three items, but just any three indicators or any two indicators. You got to stack indicators, in my opinion, because you want to be able to see different speeds. You want to be able to see exactly with confidence, right, that the indicator is telling you what you're seeing. And the only way, in my opinion, is with deferring speeds. I don't see how else you can do that. Like using multiple indicators is good, but if they're not showing you something similar, you're not really getting what you need, if that makes sense, right? Because you're really just looking at the wrong picture multiple times. Because here's the thing. When hex starts to break out, meaning it keeps going higher than what you're seeing here, what ends up happening is if you look at the R or the MACD here, it looks right like it's done, like it's just gonna roll over. Price is gonna roll over, and it could roll over, right? But what does the RSI do? It basically just
It'll
slams
consolidate
it.
in that band.
Yeah, it slams itself into that
yeah.
band and it consolidates. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we could easily get that into right here,
Mm-hmm.
2.5, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and I don't think it's going to be in that band for very long.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look.
Not as long as this last trend downtrend.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, because like let's look at the fractal here. I mean, and kind of like
let me
compare
pull up. Let me pull up V1.
Yeah, I kind of want to compare the RSIs around similar time frames for what we believe is a fractal playing out.
Right. Which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough.
You see where we come back, right where your cursor is, where we come down and just touch the band and then leave.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. We could zoom in there a little bit and see.
This is the daily, right? So this isn't the. We were looking at the 4-hour right now. This is 240 minutes for bar. That's the daily. So it's a little different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But hallelujah if it does come back. That's all I'm saying, because I get paid tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So please keep selling. Thank you. However, here's the thing you have to understand. Now, while history does repeat, now let's first go over what fractals are before we even start talking about it. Let's do that, because I didn't want to short people. So let's just go over a real basic definition, what it is. As always, a little disclaimer: the information displayed in this broadcast is known to cause increased amounts of FOMO. Wells only and his guests are not responsible for any losses you may accrue for having weak baby.
By the way, that would have turned out true up to this point, by the way. So, just saying.
Yep.
Hopefully, you didn't have weak hands.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been wrong yet.
Yet.
You
know, Richard's a scammer, so it's destined to be wrong at some point.
Well, even a bro clock is right twice a day is the saying, I think. Maybe someday soon. Maybe after the year 15. Who knows? We'll see.
It might take that long for some of those predictions to come true.
It might. Kareem said he's about to hop in, so let's see. Just do some like grip workouts or something. Help yourself out. Stake accordingly, please. Don't be so weak.
Don't be doing grip workouts with an ice cube. That ain't gonna do anything for you.
Seriously, man. So what is a fractal? A fractal is a mathematical shape that is infinite in dimensionality, but similar in representation. Now, I hope that's not too much. I didn't like any of the definitions that I found. This is really the simplest way to define it without getting too googly-moogly on it. So, what does infinite in dimensionality mean? That means that no matter the scaling, whether big or small, it's going to always be the same shape, same form, same pattern, Same
A
every.
fractal is a pattern.
That's right. Well, I put
Hey,
shape.
wait, and
Shape
patterns are
pattern.
found in nature.
I guess I
So
should have
this
put
is not a
pattern instead of
scam.
shape. Yeah, I guess you're right. I should have put shape or pattern instead of shape.
Oh, that's all right. We're not perfect,
Meh.
especially.
I know better. It's okay.
It's all good. It's
It's a
all good,
mathematical
brother.
pattern that is infinite in dimensionality.
But infinite's pretty big, man. How big is it? Can
Yeah,
you quantify or define infinite for me quick?
we're
Because
gonna
that's
get
pretty
there.
that's pretty big, man.
We're
You know what I'm
gonna
saying?
get there
That's a lot of dollars, man.
here's the thing, right? It's so infinite that you find it literally everywhere. And here are just some of the just some of the shapes,
Nice.
or just some of the
Nice.
places where you find it. Nature, computers, as I just said, shapes, math, modeling, data, of course, because we are human and this is all nature, so we all cause it, right? It's all the same. Computer systems, architecture, blah, 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 right? Time, obviously. Sound, obviously. Art, obviously, right? A pattern, shape, they're always going to be the same. Um, and this is one representation of what a fractal looks like. And again, it's just this is that, and it's that, and it's that, and it's that. Like these are all the same, and that's what's crazy about it. If you look at the branches, they're all pretty much the same. They're just pointing in different directions. This here, what is this here exactly? All right, heart vascular system, and then your lung branches. Similar representation again, just mere fractals. That's the human body for you. Snowflakes are all fractals, just different shapes, similar representation. Electricity, right? We've all seen this at some point, I would guess. All similar, right? Fractals as well. They all take the same shape for the most part, but not exactly the same, but the same. You know what I mean? So it's a fractal. It's all the same because the further down you go into this, each representative lightning strike, the similar each pattern is going to be to what you're already seeing from the high level, and that's how patterns work. The
I think
further
Kareem is
down,
here.
he's here. Damn, sorry I didn't see. Yep. Boom. What's going
Everybody,
on, brother? Right on time.
right on cue. No, go
Right
ahead.
What?
on time.
Just finished work, rushing here. Maddie, awesome. Axis, been a minute. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. How are you? Thank you for coming
Good.
on here.
You are really welcome. Shout out to Wells, of course.
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, so much good stuff to talk about. But please continue. I like the education here on Fractal. That's important.
Yeah, it is
Fireworks.
important.
It's everywhere, right? So, I mean,
Yeah,
can't
it's
you?
everywhere.
If it's hold on, if it's everywhere, and I'm in everywhere, and everywhere is everything, and that doesn't that mean I'm everything? Does that mean I can't teach myself?
Here we go.
That's the Axis.
Come on. Hey, wait, is that my brain neurons we're looking at? Oh, wait, nope, sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, something like that. Actually, this is just electricity, right? And
So, like, what we're
Quantum
trying to say,
physics,
guys,
man.
is that the hex
Quantum.
pattern is like it's in your DNA, so it should make complete sense. Okay, we shouldn't have to go maybe 20 more minutes max, and you guys should get it.
maybe. Right? And plants.
No,
you
no
guys-
joke though. We've been the hex community's been like literally been dissecting this for like over a year, and it took considerable amounts of time and effort to figure out how deep the hex system goes. It's
Again,
infinite.
repetition. Mother
It
of all
goes into
skills.
pulse. That's how deep it goes.
How many
That
are
was
you
good.
sacrificing?
That was
Yes,
How many
good.
are you sacrificing?
And each pulse becomes more and more violent every time.
We're terrible. We're
Right?
terrible.
That's the power of fractal. They repeat, but they get more and more violent. The
That's
more
right.
they get it, the more they get it.
Dude, this is
Right,
so
Maddie?
true.
That's right. That's true. That's right. There's the amplification involved. That's
It's
right.
all encapsulated.
And I mean, and you can see it in each fractal, right? It's right there. It starts small,
Mhm.
bigger with each rotation.
Mhm.
It's just the
That's
nature of the
momentum.
beast. Mountain terrain, land coast, contour, all fractals, folks. Clouds, all fractals. Crystals, of course, all fractals. And of course, our computers, right?
Mhm.
And because computers, they're just generating graphs at the end of the day. They're not doing anything else. And we all know
It's like symmetry almost.
that's right.
It's
It's just gonna be just that. Yeah, it's just gonna be representation of whatever the computer's doing. Whatever. Just all you gotta do is go to your task managers right there.
Pattern. That looks like your
That's it.
reverse head and shoulders right there.
Yep. And we'll just I just want you guys to watch this video real quick, just so you guys can see in an image form as it moves in from the high level in and then it zooms in. You're gonna see it's just basically the same pattern over and over, and that's what I mean by infinite dimensionality. It just keeps going and going and going. No matter how low you go, it's the same pattern over and over.
So I feel like I'm falling right now. What do you guys
That's
feel
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little
you
crazy.
go more and more smaller time frames. Kind of like how you go from 1x, 10x, 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, hundreds of thousands of x, 1 million x, 10 million. It never stops.
Yep, exactly. Only in reverse, because we ain't going down here.
Man. Hashtag LPB. That's it.
Right. 555 only, baby.
It'll be this animation in reverse.
That's right. And we're only a minute in. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because this is 16 minutes, but you guys get the point.
It's deep.
It's deep, and it just keeps going and going and going. Right, and this is what we're talking about. This is basically all you really need to know. Everything else is a little too deep. And just to highlight on this, right? Just take a look at this because this is exactly what we're talking about. You start with one shape, right?
Yep.
Triangle. And it keeps dissecting and dissecting and dissecting further. But what you have to understand is that with what we're working with, it's working in reverse fashion. So what do I mean? Oh my God, you don't say.
Let's do this.
We start here, but look at where we're at now. We start there, and look at where we're at now. Right? And this is going to be the same effect, guys. The longer you're playing the game, the bigger the gains. I mean, that's just what it is, man.
It's just ratios, man. It's just like I just see ratios and ratios.
That's just what it is, man.
And this is another beauty with Uniswap, right? Because it moves as a function of the square. The higher it goes, the higher it can go.
That's right. It's like a circular pull. It's like a vortex, pretty much.
And now we even got one-way liquidity. Are you kidding me? What? That's just like okay.
Look, can you say hypersonic warp speed?
Hypersonic warp speed.
Hypersonic warp speed.
That's right. That's right.
Trump called. He said Operation Warp Speed's a full go.
Oh, that's right.
He was talking about Hex, though. The COVID was a cover for Hex.
It could have. I mean,
hey man, I'll take it.
Dude, Kareem, I love it, dude. I love it. I love your enthusiasm, bro. I fucking love it.
Why not? I mean, most people don't even know what's happening right now. It's crazy.
Man.
So all
if Trump's the OA, I'm literally I can't even.
Marco the Glass Hexagon actually brought us a story on Quant Gang, and I didn't see it until after the episode, but I've looked into it now. There's a Twitter thread that shows evidence that the reason Elon Musk has been tweeting about Doge is because he got catfished by some people. And there were some women tweeting, quote unquote women tweeting at him about Doge, and he retweeted them a bunch and like interacted with them on Twitter.
Actually, that actually clicks for me.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's completely believable, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I won't speculate, but it makes sense to me.
So.
Yeah, but the thing is, Maddie, right? Again, I'm all about also accountability too. I mean, that's one thing, but then you're gonna show up on the live stream, and what are you gonna say? If you could have said, "Hey, I got X, Y, and Z, and let me clear out," but it might be too late because he doesn't understand the level of scamming shit in crypto is second to none. Like he might be good at trolling the no offense, I call them the old people from the stock market, but crypto is next level. I mean, we have seen super engineer scam. I mean, this could be, what did I say, a Saturday, right? The Tuesday. This is the play. It's so obvious to me. It's going to run and then done by Saturday. Now, if Bitcoin start acting up or whatever, they might just pull the plug early. Like one of the fucking what's his name? TikTok guy, one of the main guy, he literally was laughing earlier how he dumped the top on people's heads of this and that. So it's just that it might not even make it to Saturday. But Elon doesn't
Yeah,
understand the
I sold my
damage.
$300 worth of Doge last night, and all I'm saying though is that we've
That's
got
sad.
a huge community of people, and
Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
not that hard to download a Instagram picture of a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who's single now? Bill Gates. So get on it.
That's
Time
another
to catfish him into Hex, you know?
right. That was kind of hilarious when I saw that on the news, man. Honestly, I mean, we're going a little bit off topic, but every other day, man, another skin like that, I'm losing faith. Like I'm like, man, maybe I was right. Just stay single and just chill, you know? Because
Yeah, it's getting crazy,
every
bro.
role model is being punched in the face, you know?
It's getting crazy. It's getting
Crazy.
crazy.
Bill, shit, Kanye recently, all this stuff, like it's getting wild. Somebody on Twitter was
Hex ladies, if you're listening, you better be loyal. That's all I gotta say.
I forget who that
I ain't
was.
playing
There was
games.
a
I ain't fucking
Hexagon that
playing no
dropped a
goddamn
tweet.
games.
Hexagon dropped a tweet earlier today that was so fucking hilarious. It says some women getting rich by doing divorce. That was so fucked up.
Oh yeah, yo.
That was so fucked. But to some degree, I can't just even hate on that. I mean, shit, that's fucked up. Now you got me worried. I'm like, okay, then should I worry about that too? I mean, it's fucked up. The world is getting crazy.
Yeah, it is getting crazy, bro. It really, really is. I don't even know what to say anymore, but it's just wilding out. Look at Bitcoin. It's looking so
I'm
good
loving it,
right
man.
now.
We're doing good, so let's just keep that going. Let's keep
Right.
the good fucking flow, the good vibes, everything. I love it.
50K is the number, guys.
Yep.
50K.
And you got Janet Yellen talking shit, and then she realized what she did. Now she's trying to retract her statement. I'm like, girl.
Oh, I actually have no idea what you say. Put me on. I don't pay attention to her anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, briefly, she was the reason why.
I'm staying strong, baby. I'm good.
Facts. But just for fun, right? Shits and giggles,
Yeah.
right? Because I told everybody, right, we got to watch what Big D is doing, right? And Janet Yellen can influence that. And that's why it went all the way to 91.3, because she's like, oh, we might be getting a little bit of, bumpy road / inflation. So we might have to correct the rate. She literally said that the whole thing got spooked. This is the reason why even the earnings were good, but everything just sold off. It's just to show you how fragile the market actually is. That's the sad reality. Like just a rumor crumbled the whole thing, and she had to retract her statement, which means it's near, it's coming. And then,
whoa, wait. Hold on. Let me get this straight. So she just said the other day rates are gonna go up because of inflation, and now she retracted that statement.
Or tries to, because she realized what happened. Because the week prior, Powell said,
"That's what just happened."
Yeah.
Wow.
And then if you check DXY and the yield,
so we need to talk about that implication, because that's motherfucking crazy.
Yeah,
because now they're playing
that's ECB level flip flopping. The Fed never does that shit. Oh my God! Wow! All right, so you guys got to remember. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No. There's a comment from Mel Tony. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully that's the goal. Like, I haven't lose hope yet, but I'm still young, so we'll see. It's hard, man. When you in sales and you can see signal, you're about to be hurting,
bro.
The wrong reason, yo, pick it to the curve, keep it moving.
All right, let's see. Wow, they
that chart though.
Got that dollar, boy. They printing the fuck out that dollar. Hold on.
Hey, hold on. Has anyone here ever looked at the BTC S&P BTC chart before?
Nah.
No, actually, never. No, because honestly, DXY.
After you adapt the BTC valuation mentally, the better, because
this is horrible.
It's going to change a lot, but at least you get a feel for it.
Kareem. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you, brother. I'm sorry, but this chart has just got me grimacing like crazy right now. Oof. This is not looking good. S&P 500 about to go through the roof, and so is everything else. Pretty much.
What are they doing to the dollar this time?
Demolishing it as usual.
Yep. That's what I told people.
Kareem said. Just as Kareem said.
What?
Yo, and it's crazy because I just expected to be this. This is why I don't even pay attention no more. Because I already know this is the
Yeah,
end
this is
game.
nuts, dude. This is nuts. Like we just a week ago, we were saying how that BTC was potentially going to like lose some steam and like DXY could rally, and then look what happened.
Look at this.
Complete rejection, dude.
Completely. I mean, look, I'm looking at a 21-day chart. So it's 21 days per candle. Wow.
Jeez.
But here's the crazy thing, though. At the
Wow.
end of the day, it's still in oversold territory, right? At the end of the
Well-
day, so those politicians, they lose all credibility. Don't listen to what they say, especially when they flip flag 1 week to the next. Just watch the chart.
Check out the RSI.
Because guess what? She just made that rumor. The thing pumped like crazy in a matter of literally. It went up like 50 basis point in a day almost. That was
Oh, you're talking about the rate?
so it had to DXY the rise and the way too. So that's why she had to retract because she just kind of. And by the way,
this was the other day. This was the other day.
Yeah. And she did it like, if you watch the clip, there's a clip out there on CNBC. She literally just said it like low key. Oh yeah, it might be a little bump in the road, so we might have to She just low key, right?
She probably didn't even realize she said it.
Yeah.
Fed speak.
Yeah.
She probably didn't even realize she said it. Nah, that's not Fed speak. Fed speak is straight not telling the truth.
Exactly. So like a true politician. So,
right.
so she had to retract the statement because she saw what she did to the market. To be like, no, you got to go and say the other way because it's so financialized, right? And Wells, you know this.
Yeah.
Because people borrow so much money for cheap, but then they circle back and they sell it back to the Fed. So they borrow the Treasury and then they sell it back to the Fed. So it creates a spiral. So if they realize that, oh shit, it's about to go back up, then they have to get rid of it and fly back to safety. And this is the reason why now we got to wait and see. So either it breaks down and the rally might continue, or it just decides to, unemployment numbers coming out, all this other stuff. Like there's so many. This month is going to be a critical month.
Yes.
They might say, hey, COVID is no longer a threat anymore, blah, blah, blah. And this is happening and that is happening and go back to work because most people want to just stay home, chill. They don't even want to go back to work. Like I've gone around, right? Well, I see a lot of signs like people asking like for hire. It's so bad that people realize.
Oh, hold on. What state was it? Some state just canceled unemployment insurance because they can't find workers.
Yeah, because think about it. If you're getting paid and then you know what BS is going on with all the fake money, why would you go back to work?
Would you go work?
Just stay home. So maybe they need to wash out the people a little bit to say, hey, go back to work.
They're about to, bro. Well, I don't know what state it was because I just see the headlines. I think it might have been Washington or Oregon or one of them states over there in the West, maybe Utah or Wyoming. I don't remember which one it was. But they canceled the unemployment insurance. So if you're living in one of them states, you assed out. You ain't getting no more free money.
Let's not forget, with the weather turning nice, the eviction notice might come back. People might not want to choose because you have other people that own property. They're like, yo, we've been losing money left and right. So
for a year,
all kinds of stuff might pop up this summer. So
it's gonna be a hot summer.
Stay ready.
And if this dollar keep going like this, whoa, look out below.
Yep.
Because as soon as that shit break 89, you're gonna definitely see 82 real quick.
And because you can't trust what the Fed said, which we knew from the get-go, that's why it's like, you just watch the chart. That's all you need to do. Like before they make the announcement, you can see, because this chart is forward thinking. That's what the investors are thinking.
And look at that RSI. Look at what the MACD. They're both below the zero line, both below the midpoints. And if something's below the midpoint, I mean, it's trending down. So,
absolutely. Because Fed can talk whatever they want. If the investor think there is inflation, make no mistake, they're gonna run to safety. I mean, when you watch crazy stuff like Dogecoin and all kinds of craziness going on, as a value investor, you're scratching your head. You'd be like, this is not normal. And then you think,
no shit.
Yeah.
No shit. You don't say. Keep buying Doge, motherfucker.
I'm printing that shit.
I see it all, baby. I'm just laughing in the cut. Don't even gotta talk about it. Because the market always reveals all.
Oh yeah, dude. The moment I saw that
the ultimate gut check, man.
Gemini decided to list Doge.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, but guess what? They don't understand. That's the liquidity event. What
Correct.
People do is free money. Oh yeah, we're gonna list comment and they're gonna unload on you like crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. Those are their limit orders. The one way
It's
limit
so
orders.
And Johnny Chaos had a great video. Like the OG, they know how to sell without damaging the market too much. They'll just put the limit orders. The first
Oh
one
no, is my internet fucking up?
yeah, we're gonna go to $1. Let's go. Let's buy. And then they're like, yeah, you're buying the limit orders. And then when you run out of powder, they drop the whole thing because there's no reason why
Shit.
you listed that thing. But they listed it because hey, money to be made. Some every OG Bitcoiner has some Doge at the end of the day. So they're like, oh, this thing that was worthless, that's printing 10,000 Doge per minute. Let that sink in.
Yeah, that's the thing right there.
I think if the math goes about 14.4
There's just no way, man.
Doge per day, Maddie.
There's
And by the
just
way,
no way.
there's no staking mechanism like Hex where it's like locked. So at any time, this thing can just drop. So no matter how much liquid the regular investor thinks he has, you can't outpace the
No, you can't. The inflation rate's insane.
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm
don't
dumping everything I'm fucking mining right now, dude. I don't care. I got so lucky. I have 8 Litecoin miners hooked up right now that I bought for like $50 in 2018, and they're printing 150 Doge a day. Do you think I predicted that? No way, dude.
No way.
No way, dude.
No, yo, you know what's
But
messed up?
that's important to know for you guys because you can use that information to effectively predict outcomes in the market.
Yes.
So like when you know that the inflation rate on Doge is ridiculous, you know that's a scam coin. You know not to buy it.
So trustless, you're saying, and you're a long member of the community, so I believe you when you say you have 5 million Doge
That's
somewhere.
crazy.
I need you to find those now.
Yeah,
Because $2.5 million dollars could
You know how
pump
many
the price of
t-shirts
Hex
you can buy with that?
real nice.
Yeah,
you just became
bro.
like
What?
the biggest pulse whale.
Yo, I'm so
Yo,
mad.
you need to hire a team to find them fuckers now.
like,
Yo,
like,
go ahead, man.
talk to me. Like, I will help you find them. I don't need,
You
just
got
pump my
20
bag.
like,
I don't need
Fuck
anything.
standby,
direct.
bro.
We got
We will
work to
raid
do.
your house and we will find them.
Yeah,
Nope. Free commission.
yeah, no commission.
Pump the
Just pump
price,
these
you're all
bags,
good.
baby. Yeah, just pump these bags. Don't need no commission. Just pump these bags.
But you know what?
That is the commission.
Coming, boys. It's evenly distributed too.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But you see, actually, like for real, in all seriousness, the average investor buying Doge doesn't even know that what we just talked about.
Nah.
How this inflation actually works. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we our daily payout is insane. But in Hex, it's staked. We know what's going on, what's coming out. In Doge, it's not staked.
It's
At
nothing.
any time,
It gives me a sigh of relief, man, because it's
Yeah,
like, okay, there is going to be a bear market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank God. Like these
Yeah,
prices
you're
are
right
going to
about
slow
that.
down
Because
for a
I was
little
about
bit.
to be vexed, yo. If this
I'm
shit would've
making too
kept
much
going,
money. I wish this shit would slow down so I could accumulate more. If it goes so fast, none of us can get any, and then the banks win again. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what's hilarious? Wells, if you just again, if you pull out the Bitcoin chart, right? I think on the daily, on the weekly, I kid you not. And then you pull back, zoom in, and then you pull on Google that weight cloth distribution pattern. I kid you not. That
Yeah, we talked about it before.
It looks almost identical. Like if you
we
want to
talked
just
about it before.
pull it from Google, the real talk, and then you put the daily or the weekly chart and you zoom in and you just watch the little zigzag, you can't make this ish up, people. It's just
Boom. Yeah, we can use this one. This one's good enough.
right. And then if you just put that like where Bitcoin around like January or February, and then you just like zoom in.
Oh God.
You see what I see? Guys, I can't help it. This is how my brain thinks.
100%, dude. I'm the same way,
see,
dude.
so right now we could be anywhere between USPI so the LSPI, whatever the acronym is. I don't, whatever.
Yeah, LPS and the whatever you call them. I know what you're talking about the Wyckoff thing. That's fucking amazing.
So and this is what we do, and this is what we do even in the quant game. It's not an opinion. I'm just putting the picture. Know the saying, right? A picture worth 1,000 words, right?
Yes, sir.
I let people make their own conclusions.
I mean, you guys can look at anybody that's blind here. We apologize. We'll try to find a way to show you what we're trying to talk about. I mean that literally and metaphorically for anybody that's listening.
Just zoom in a little bit on that daily, and then we'll just do kind of a little back.
I'm trying to put them back. Yeah.
By the way, Wells, that's a tweet, bro. That's a that's a tweet. No comment, right? Just
dude,
tweet.
seriously, just do me a favor right now. snapshot that right now.
Oh,
Actually, you know
man.
what? I'll do it for you right now.
This is crazy.
I already
So
did
so
it.
when Axie came,
Oh.
Maddie's not even waiting.
Yeah, you just post
Like,
it,
no,
Maddie.
we're
Just
just
post
gonna
it.
get rid of this.
Credit to Wales later. Fuck it.
yep. And this is
I
why
don't
when
even
Axie,
give credit. It's
Kareem. It was
fun.
Kareem's chart.
Yeah. His idea, his credit.
hey, I don't want the hate. As long as my Mexican people know what's going on, so they know what's going on. Because the hate's gonna come because the emotion, right? Because
Yeah.
people they just get emotional. They're looking at the facts. And the tweet, bro, no comment. Just tweet it. It'd be like, hey, what do you guys think?
What do you guys think? You know what they think. They
Yeah,
know
zoom
game
out,
is
zoom out a
over.
little bit more. Zoom out a little bit more. They have to catch
I'm
because
trying
it
to get
started
rid of this
since January, I think, or end of February. Right at the time when we call like, yo, this might be the beginning of the end. Literally just been dancing, and I think the low will be like that 48K, 49K, and the top is right around that 62, whatever. And he's just been doing this range dance for a while, and now,
You want me to go further out or in?
yeah, a little bit out.
I mean,
For
that looks like
there you
it.
go.
You know, it's like it was like that
One more.
ascending wedge, that ascending triangle that just came
Yes.
into that point. It just
Boom.
filled right there, and now it just
Yep.
some smart money bought it, and let's go for the next wave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, and then you draw it perfectly. If this thing go below that purple line, that diagonal support, it's a
Yeah.
wrap. This is when it goes from the LPSY to the SOW, and then see you later. We're in phase D right now. It just kind of started.
I
Now,
agree.
Yeah.
I see
now,
it.
Somebody's asking me to check Wyckoff reaccumulation, which
yeah,
we'll
which is
shortly.
the other W that we showed that Hex did, which is the accumulation before the pump, and it's a similar move that we did before they paid it. Basically inverse.
Yeah, it's the inverse.
And if
Beautiful.
you zoom in, if you zoom in on the later, when you're gonna zoom in on the DXY later, it's doing that SOS right now, ready to potentially pop
Got it.
off.
So you want me to pull up the DXY then?
Oh wait, did we took the screenshot first?
Maddie took it already.
Oh, he took
Already
yeah,
tweeted.
pull up DXY. This is
He already tweeted it.
Nice. My
He
man.
ain't even
No
waiting.
comment, just tweet it just for fun.
Just tweet it, baby.
No comment.
Oh,
Let the maxi figure it out.
So this could be B, right? And
And
this
then-
could be right now.
Exactly. And then when you switch to the DXY, and then zoom in a little bit on the DXY. Is this the daily chart?
Nah, this is 610 minutes.
Okay.
That's daily.
Do the 4 hour. I want to show something. I think I can see from the pattern. So it's in that thing where he did the little first pump and then he's kind of dancing.
Oh, you mean like right here, right?
Yeah. And then now there's a decision to make.
Up or down, literally.
If Janet Yellen and the boys, she got shut down. But make no mistake, whether they like it or not, they will have to correct because there's mad inflation. Everybody knows it. The point is whoever says it first lose, right? And they don't want to be the reason because the investors, the big investors, they want to blame the Fed for them cashing out, right? Because they're out there gambling with the free money. They just
I'm gonna be honest. It's not looking good to me. This is going down regardless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I just take T-shirts. It's just a matter of time. So either we LPS right now, or we're about to do the SOS, and then once it pop one more time, it ain't coming back. Nobody's gonna stop that because it's just gonna start liquidating on the way up. And now when you go back to the daily chart, you can see how we're still in oversold territory. So at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, it's just a delay bomb. You can only stop so long.
Yep, it's still below that 50 band.
Yeah.
So it's not looking hot at all.
Yeah. And as Hexicans know, we don't play checkers. We play chess. We don't worry about the move that we know, which almost inevitably will potentially happen. Now, unless there's a miracle and they decide to go the other way, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Especially when you add where the pharmaceutical, the Pfizer, they made their money now. There's less vaccine. There's all these things start to call. They start to take off the what's it called? The training wheels, right?
That's
So
right.
Facilities closed, emergency facility closed. They're talking about re-employing the people to the point where people are so lazy they don't want to go back to work because they've.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I can't understand it at all. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know.
I don't know. It's pretty simple to me. If our dollar is worth less, we can import it's beneficial for us, right? If the price goes down, no, you want price up, you want price go up?
No, because what happens is you have to remember everything priced in dollars. The price of that goes up because it's denominated in dollars. So just because the valuation is going down doesn't mean we actually benefit from it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because
We
it's all
actually
fake.
don't.
Because here's the problem. Quick math in terms of economic term, and hopefully it doesn't go above people's head. I'm trying to use analogies. The problem is that not only the value of the dollar is being devalued. Back in the day, we could use that because in the 70s and the 60s, America was actually producing a lot, creating what's called a surplus. So even though when they export the dollar, they had that export that they can use and that surplus. Now it's literally printing the money out of thin air, our own money, and then feeding back to ourselves. But we're not producing anything. The goods is primarily coming from overseas. And those people are waking up, realizing, hey, I don't want your garbage paper anymore because I know it's worthless. I want to keep my good for my people because those people that used to be poor now are middle class. They don't need it as much. Which means to justify them trading with you, you need the price to go up, aka inflation, because the trade deficit is not getting wider and wider. Before we had a trade surplus. When you had a trade surplus, when you print money, it's okay. You can export that. But when you have a trade deficit and you export that trash and people are realizing that it is trash, they don't want to buy it anymore unless you raise the yield, right? Or they're going to start asking more for that goods, just like in Venezuela. It's literally that fucking simple. That's the reason why the hyperinflation, because people realizing that their good is valuable and their trash is not. And this is where the problem is. And over time, you actually create more poverty because when the rest of the world, China, whatever, when they print, because everybody prints, at least, maybe not Europe, but at least China, when they print, they build infrastructure, right? They invest overseas. They go to Africa, all the places. They're turning that printed fake money into some level of asset. In the US, we just dump the thing. And this is where it just accelerates the poverty. And they can make the fake numbers and the GDPs and the this and that, but there's no building wealth that's happening. And this is the best analogy that I can use. Two households. Households number one, acting like it's booming, right? They bought 3 cars in the driveway. They got trips on vacations and all this other things. And you're thinking they're super rich because they got the lifestyle and this and that until you find out it's on borrowed money, credit card debt, all this other stuff, and no savings. On the other hand, you have another household. They're very minimalistic. They save their money for any day. They make investment, right? They stay broke, not poor. And then you look at it from the outside, you think, oh man, they suck, they this, they that, because you don't see the lifestyle, but you don't understand that it's done on purpose to invest for the future. They're actually building wealth versus the other one, they're just spending lavishly, but they're actually broke because they got no money. It's on borrowed money and it's on debt and credit card. And at any time, systemic risk can kick in. This is the best analogy I can use between the household in America and some other part of the world that used to, not be as good and as in a better position. Now, we can technically turn it around, but it's not happening anytime soon because the politicians just want to print money. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Because on the outside looking in, greatest economy, but where is the money coming from? How is it actually, and what are they doing with it?
Yeah, it's like America lives on a credit card, and the rest of the world does not. That's really like the simplest way to put it. The rest of the world has to ask America, "Hey, can I borrow some? Can I borrow some?" While America has like a blank check, right, that we give them, and that's what people don't get. And really, we're not even giving it to them anymore. They're just taking it.
Exactly. And the worst part isn't just the fact that it's a blank check. The worst part is, and I'm going to give that credit at least to the Chinese because that's a fact, is what do you do with the money? What do we say all the time, Hexicans, right? When you cash out, when you borrow money, you should know exactly what you want to do with the money first. And ideally, good debt is when it goes into producing income generating asset, right? You borrow money to buy stupid stuff, perishable items, that's a waste of money. That's why Dame Ramsey don't use debt works for 90% of the people because they don't know how to manage the money and how to use it for the right way. But the super rich and the super wealthy use debt the right way. They use the debt to borrow money, to leverage, to buy the actual asset. This is genius. You use fake money to buy real assets, which then yield. This is what China does when they build infrastructure project. They print money, but they build railroads, power plant, bridges, all this other stuff.
And that's what we're doing with Hex.
Exactly. And then they do fucking 100-year deals where it's like If the person default, they get to take the land and this and that. So the point of the matter is they both print money, but it's what you do with the money. That's the biggest problem with America right now,
Right.
as a macro view.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, so when America was being prosperous, what it was doing was, it was being productive, right? It was being productive, just like China is being now.
Yep, they had
Straightforward.
a trade surplus,
Yeah,
more
exactly.
producing more than what they actually need, so they can export.
And that's only because you have a comparative advantage, meaning you're exporting more than you're importing. That's literally what it means to a certain degree, because that means you're adding value some way, somehow to some economic system, right? While it might not be a guarantee that you're producing some type of surplus, you are producing something nonetheless, and value is being accretive. And that's the whole point, right? You want to be accreting value over time. That's what it's about. Otherwise, you're going to be borrowing money like the U.S. is just for the hell of it, right? And calling everything an excuse. So, it's important to understand why the dollar's going down, and that's why we're going
I
through
got a
all of this.
question. Do you
What's
guys
up?
think that crypto inherently produces value or has value? Like,
Yeah,
and at least more value than just printing dollars.
yeah,
Hex does.
because you have to think about it. Over time, what's happening? This is happening, right? Like, let me blow this up, because that's a very good question, right? Very,
Mhm.
very good question. Very poignant, because we're going to look at this. Let me look at
Well,
34
the reason
days
why I
per
bring it
month.
up is because like my only brother, right? He calls me yesterday and like he sees like I've been doing this for 4 years
Mhm.
and he's seen the ups and downs and for the most part he's the accountant, 2 kids, wife, nice house, blah blah blah, and I'm the delinquent, always dreaming in the clouds and shit. And
Mm,
now the tables are starting to shift in
Mhm.
my favor and he's starting to see that. And so he
LPP.
called me yesterday kind of frustrated because I was in Milwaukee with some trader buddies and I'm watching these guys sling like $100,000 $200,000 trades and when he heard that on the phone he was like very concerned about the state of the world and the downsides of it and just like how are we as participators in these computer networks adding value, right? And that's a big discussion point and of course I let him have my 2 cents and but I want to hear your guys's
So
hot
I've
take.
got I've got a really short and simple explanation. So the you know one of the most important functions of money is to be a store of value, and that means over time. And so with a crypto like Hex, when you're able to time lock your money, that's what we're talking about in economics when we talk about the velocity of money being slower if it has adoption, or basically if it has demand, then that means that it can store value. So simply being able to time lock money. Now, other people would say, it's the mining equipment or the independence from the legacy system where they can print ad infinitum, that's why you have value in crypto. But I would say it comes from the most basic function of money as being a store of value over
Hmm.
time.
I agree too. I mean, just the peace of mind part of it, right? Because I think if you can create peace of mind and like positive mental health and positive decision making in people's lives,
Yes.
like that all comes from like financial stability. Like if you feel like you're grounded and stable on your own 2 feet, you're gonna be much more effective at going out into the world and being like a producer instead of a net receiver. And I think that's kind of like the gear that's getting flipped is as we're rug pulling the legacy finance system. Say, look, guys, you've been taking our futures and throwing them away for so long. We're gonna just rug pull you, and we're gonna make our own systems that are gonna be better, and they're gonna help people make better decisions over time. So it's like not gonna fix itself overnight. Obviously, you have 30, say 50 plus years now of great credit expansion and contraction and all the downsides of it, and so it's not going to happen overnight. But like we're building the stuff fast, and the price appreciation is bringing them in fast. So it's like
mhm.
super fucking cool, guys. It's really cool, guys. You should buy Hex. You should go to the moon with us. Jump in our rocket ship. Pretty soon, Elon's going to jump in. I'm pretty sure the ladies are on it. So I love you all. Fireworks, sparkles, snakes and sparklers. Everybody, love you all. Good night.
Peace out, brother. Have a good one.
See you guys.
That's
I
awesome.
don't have an outro that's that good, but
Yeah,
I have
right.
to go too. So
Kind of fumbled it a couple
on
times,
that
but we'll
note,
get
No,
there.
but,
We'll get there.
yeah, but
this has
he
been a
had a
great
great
stream.
question.
Keep it up.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man. I
and then
love you
we're
guys.
gonna address a couple points
See you
because
later, chat.
be
All
good,
right, later,
Alex.
brother.
That,
I'll be listening on the side. I just got to do some work. So, all right. See you guys.
Same.
no worries. But first, Maddie, real quick, this is important. I want to answer that comment from Liberty, which is kind of funny, and it's important because Wells, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Maddie left too. Okay, sorry. It's important. It's kind of funny because this is kind of the mentality that sadly got us in this trouble, and that's going to get us to more trouble. He
Correct.
said, and it's kind of funny. He said, "It's true. You know, you can't tell your wife. Wait, what is it? There's a comment. Oh, God, did I miss it? He was talking about what at the end. I use my analogy, right, with the two household, and then one have fun, and the other one die with the wealth, right? But again, it's not about you. Meaning, it's about the wealth transfer. America got to where it is because of also the wealth generation and the wealth transfer, right? The person that do the right thing and the right behavior might end up transferring that wealth for generation. That's why they get generational wealth for many, many, many times over, so they can continue to live in lavish luxury years into the future and learning how to be responsible. Because all this works, right? Until the next rug pull comes in, until the next wake up call correction. Because right now, we're benefiting from the fact that the average person start to realize what money really is. And now they start to beat some of those Wall Street guys to their own game because that's the game that, right, just a few used to play. Now, after being burned so many times, the average guys, some of them are learning how to play the game and getting involved. But sooner or later, just like a gambler, you get burned. And when you get burned and you have no other skills, you didn't save for rainy day and all this other stuff, that's how you end up on the street. And that's very, very dangerous behavior that can create a long-term problem. That's why they say the good time makes the weak man, right? And then the weak man will make the tough time. It's the same thing that we're doing right now. Just almost like a natural cycle where when you rest too, Americans directly resting too real much on your laurels, right? With the greatest, but then if you don't put in the work every day, right? If I can say I'm a number one, but I'm not out there, right? Bettering myself, working on my craft, continue to talk to my customers, sooner or later I get punched in the face. It's the
Right.
same thing. You stop training, you think you're the best, then you lose. It's the same thing. I don't know if it's inevitable or it's just you get cocky and then you get left behind. So we're just saying this is what's going on. We still have potentially time to turn it around, but if we don't, this thing can just explode. You can see DXY is in the control structure near the bottom. That might
Right.
just continue to just pop back up. Because make no mistake, Hexagon, when push comes to shove, the Federal Reserve will save their ass first before they save you. Make no mistake. They will save their system before. If they have to get those people that borrow money on crazy leverage wrecked, even though that may end up wrecking people's 401k, they will do what they got to do to save the system.
Right. Right.
Until Wells, maybe they're fully transitioned, right, to
Right.
their Fed coin and whatever, and then they can let the thing die. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
But
because it won't matter then.
yeah, it won't matter then. But until they transition to whatever crypto Fed coin
Yeah,
they
because
will
you know they're
do,
setting it up. They're
of
setting it up
course they are.
already, man.
Yeah,
I already show everybody how they already doing the CBDC research in so many jurisdictions, and they got it
yeah,
already in pilot level and all of that.
yeah,
I mean, they're not playing games, man. They're
yeah.
coming for it. I mean, Bitcoin is already supremely centralized. A whole lot of previous Fed members are part of Blockstream. Like a whole lot of Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, like all these Wall Street people, they're part of that firm, part
Mm-hmm.
of that Blockstream company. So
We
it's
already
all the
know.
same. It's all the same. Bitcoin is already taken over. Doesn't matter who says what. Those are just the facts.
Yep. So the question remained is just, is it going to happen this cycle or the next? But
Correct.
again, when they see just everything pumping left and right, people don't want to go back to work. They just want to stay, watch the screen. You know what I mean? And this, oh, I'm a crypto trader now, right? I'm
Yeah,
a
exactly.
lifestyle, da, da, da. And then you get wrecked. And then because you didn't have anything else, now you're on the street.
You're working.
Instead of building for the long term, you just like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna do this. Richard said it best many times. Like, don't just unless you're gonna build a business while you're in crypto. That's one thing. But the whole I'm just gonna be a trader type of thing. We know how this ends. 9 out of 10.
You got to really have a big capital base in order to be able to do that. You know, you really do. And then again, you really have to treat that like a business. So it's not like you're off. You know, you really have to watch your money. You have to be astute. You have to understand what's going on.
Exactly.
Because if you're playing around the wrong sandbox, you're gonna find yourself with a minefield,
Yep.
right? And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna get blowed up, and
And let's think about that for a second. Even if you
right,
have a big stash, so to speak, right? To
hmm
me, it's still the wrong mindset just to switch right away because guess what? Okay,
right.
maybe you made a mail or two, but had you had delayed gratification, right? Let
I
that
mean,
shit
I
sink
say
in.
a big bag because the presumption is you have an understanding that
Yes,
you're not gonna piss it away, right?
absolutely. But
That's a presumption that I'm making. So let me
absolutely, and
disclose
you're
that. I'm
correct.
sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no, and you're correct. You're correct. But what I'm saying is, I double down on that. See, there's a
Right. Right.
mentality, right? Double down on
Yeah.
what cut back what doesn't work. So if you already
Right.
do certain things that got you there and it's working, what would you stop? Like, am I going to stop
Correct.
working? No, unless we get to a point where with a new chain, whatever, where I can again do a full time slash as a business,
Correct.
that becomes different. But I'm not just going to walk away from the multi six figure thing that I'm going on right now on the side simply because it allows me to buy more so I can stake more so I can accelerate, right?
Correct. I mean,
Because then you
imagine.
get the true freedom.
Correct. Imagine the day when we can literally live off the balance sheet.
Think about it. Shit. Think about it.
Don't gotta worry about working no more
Yep.
automatically.
And between me and you, $1 million nowadays, yo,
That's nothing.
you're middle class. If best and not even the country.
That's best case. That's
Yeah,
best
best
case.
and think about it 5, 10 years from now when inflation gets even worse.
Yeah, it's gonna
You
be
see,
more than that.
I think about
That's
those
why we
things.
staked, baby. Five, five,
Yeah.
five, five. We
And because
understand this.
and because knowing myself, which is important. Like I'm not a lazy person because I'll be bored to death. Like, okay, you made it, so what? We're just gonna twin our thumbs all day?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
But
the good part is between now and then, while we work and we amass our wealth and whatever, we can make the plans for once we have the wealth, right?
exactly.
Because that's pretty important. So
Yep.
let's talk about that for a little bit, right?
You
That's
see,
very important.
absolutely. And then trustless comment makes sense. It's exactly true. See,
Hmm.
work won't make you rich, investing will, which is so
Correct.
true. That's why my kind of work is again, I mean sales. My work is different. It's not hourly. I don't say hour for dollars. I do commission. So the more I do, the more I can generate.
Correct.
And then I'm thinking about okay, 20 grand this month. Okay, how many t-shirts can I buy with that?
Time is literally money.
Exactly. So now it's different. I'm literally using it as a generator to accelerate what I'm already doing. And because I don't need the money, so to speak, then it allows me just to accelerate my process. So this is what I mean by that. Instead of like, hey, let me just quit and then just leave off the crypto. That's cute, but how many years that can last you when you can
Correct.
really be truly set?
That's not infinite. That's
Yeah,
finite.
unless like some people, you turn that into a business, right?
Right.
There's some, smart folks out there, YouTuber or why not, that can turn it into a business. They have course, whatever it is. I'm not talking about this game, but basically they're not just living off the crypto, right?
Yeah,
And
they're doing
hey,
something on
I'm
the
a
side
trader.
to make
Yeah,
it viable. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, we still gotta survive, right? I get it. We still
exactly.
gotta survive.
Same is going on the
Everybody's
lifestyle.
surviving. Everybody's surviving until they no longer have to, and that's the
Yeah,
whole point. I think that you're trying to get at. So
facts.
yeah, fair enough,
Definitely.
bro. Because that's 100% facts. Everybody got to eat. I mean, especially if you got kids and whatnot, you got to
Yeah.
help. You got to make sure they
Kids.
surviving.
Sometimes it's your own lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some people have
exactly. If you're
minimalist
a big
lifestyle.
spender, yeah, you got to have that cash flow incoming. You got
Yeah.
to. Thoughts on Dodge Pump or Dodge and upcoming Elon? I mean, I don't really
Yeah.
give a crap about Dodge, bro. I don't watch that shit. I have no idea what it's doing. I could care less if
You
it's at
don't. You already
0
know, bro.
cents
You
or
already know. We talked about it before. You already know what's
50
going to happen.
cents.
And then the crazy
Whatever.
part is, if this weight cloth continue to play out and Bitcoin gets smacked, you guys already know. Certain altcoins,
Bye
especially the
bye.
useless one, they're gonna get smacked even harder.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at these charts for a
Yep.
little bit longer, and
And
then we'll get into the
DXY decide to
fractals and wrap
run,
it up.
sure.
Oof, this is
Look at
just
this.
not looking good at all. I'm sorry, this is not looking good at all. I just got super bearish Bitcoin. Wow.
And by the way, it could go to literally 30K and still be in the bull market.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think so, but sure.
Right, but yeah,
And
and you
it
see how the
can.
RSI started to curve back
It's
down.
really, really done here. Wow. Like, I really thought it was gonna. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. If it breaks 50, it's definitely toast. Because that's that number, man. 50
Yeah,
and 48, that's that level.
yeah.
Breaks that bad boy, not
That's what
looking too
ultimately
hot.
is in full force right now. So it's a combination of understanding that again, nothing just goes up in a straight line. and understand that we rally from the 3K bottom. Like people just think, oh, we're just gonna go straight to no.
Nah.
This is why we look at macro, we evaluate all the key points that needs to happen, and that's why we talk a lot about DXY, because DXY is going to basically just tell you how fast the inevitable will come.
So the DXY is the determinant for the markets, right?
Yeah.
When something is denominated in a currency, that is a determinant for that valuation, right? And that valuation in turn becomes a price, and this is what we end up seeing in the chart. And traders, market operators, they react to that. You know what I mean? So it's very important to understand that that's what's happening. It's critical. It's not, it's not to be ignored. Please understand that. This is why we talk about DXY so much. Yep. From a macro perspective, it's critical to understand what's happening because it's the driving force, right? You guys have to understand, just like I did the central bank special. Please realize that they are literally controlling the price of money, right? Central banks control the price of money. They have the power over that commodity, right? Money is a tool, so consider it a commodity because that's exactly what's happening. They're controlling the price of it with their interest rates, right? So when they're making it cheaper for their friends, it's happy-go-lucky, right? Because you can't access it. So it's not happy-go-lucky for you. It's just happy-go-lucky for them.
It's so epic.
Yep.
Just looking at this chart, you can see how the control. Look at how many green candles in a row, bro.
No, stop, baby.
And the cool thing is, the reason I talk so much about DXY is because number one, and Richard tweeted about it already, the parabola has already been broken. Mm-hmm. That trend line bottom that Wells is drawing has already been broken. Now it's just a matter of like, okay, is it like a pause and then we go? Or is it like, okay, 2017 all over again? So, and this is why DXY is
added measure. Oh, shit.
Oh, you already know my favorite indicator.
Oh, shit.
You know what time it is. Craig told you. It blew below the
live on the stream, baby. What the most?
I hope you're here. Listen. Woo! This is my favorite indicator. I love it so much.
And you know what's funny? I already said it was done. This just confirms it, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why we use multiple indicators, right?
GMI is so powerful.
I was already confident because I'm confident in the RSI. This just made me supremely confident because we've already seen it in action.
Because it's everything. It's a function of RSI.
It really is. The blue line is clearly RSI. You have the negative divergence right here. Yeah. Boom. And then we have the inverse, which is this yellow line. We already talked about it. Positive divergence.
The violent move of the buying pressure was as violent as the one in 2017.
That's right.
You can't make this ish up. Like it went, and when it goes this much, remember, once it crossed red and doesn't use it as support, it's a wrap. And then that means he has to go all the way back to support, wait for the intensity, the red, to cool off before he resets. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is a weekly chart, right?
34 days per bar, bro. So it's serious.
That's serious. That's a monthly chart.
Yeah. This is serious. I'm not playing here, bro. I do some legit. Legit macro analysis. I don't play. I don't talk about it, but I do legit macro analysis, son.
This is the part where Bitcoin is gonna realize why we tell them that Hex is superior.
They're gonna wish they watched this motherfucking stream on May 6th, 2021. That's all I got to say.
It might take months before, if you bought at 64K and then you're down 10K right now, you might wait months before he goes back there. So you better want to consider something that pays you yield. Just saying.
In the meantime, because that's a positive estimate. Look at this chart. The last time it crossed, Bitcoin went down.
That's crazy.
From 2017 December.
It's the top, bro.
It's the top.
If you zoom
all the way to February 2019, and really all the way until March 2020 when it bottomed.
You can't make this stuff up. The bots did the same thing. They bought all the way. Look, double top. You can't make this up. 3 years in difference. And that was that right around that time when we were at 60 something, and then it curved back, and then we were on the stream. Couple weeks back, we say this was going to start to curve. People,
bro, we've been talking about top since here. Seriously, since a little bit after the early February, probably since mid-February, maybe the last week of February.
Right on my birthday, I remember.
There you go. Boom. I don't remember, but there you go. I know it was mid-February around there, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So there you go.
Can you switch to the weekly one just to see?
Sure. 1
Man,
week.
oof! You can
Ooh,
see the nice curve already. Yeah.
I am.
Look at that. And people, what that means is we might get some little relief rallies, but understand the
Yeah,
weekly chart,
that's it.
you see the heavy bearish divergence.
So the relief rally is capped by that upward trend line, right?
Yep.
So this is the
Yep.
one to watch.
And that top was significant because it shows a change of trend. Because we did
Correct.
a relief rally, we were supposed to go back at least make a new high, but we didn't. We
Yeah.
went low, which
That
now
was, and we talked about that too. We was like, this
Yep.
needs to make a new high.
Yep.
If not, it's no go. It's done. It's toast. And that's
And on
exactly
the
what we're looking
weekly
at.
chart, remember Hexagon, I said another powerful thing about DMI, when the three indicators gets very coiled, that's ready for a violent move.
Yes, sir.
Because this is very rare. Because everything is like perfectly in the middle.
So let me go to December, whatever. Let me go to that date. Here we go.
Because this could be perfectly a change of trend right now. Because the blue, the red, and the yellow, they're right next to each other. And then at any time, we can go literally either we break the pump and we go up, or we go back down and then it's a wrap.
So this is the Bitcoin top in 2017, right there. And look at all that coiling before it actually collapsed. Damn.
And on the weekly chart, you can see how right around the top area, right?
This is 610 minutes, so this is like microscopic compared to a weekly chart, right?
Go back to that. Hold on. Go back.
My bad.
Cool.
What do you want me to go back to?
That's the 610. Whatever you just showed me.
All right. Hold on. Let me go back. I just gotta go back to the date.
Yeah, this is really cool. Now go back to the top area. You can be right around here. Right. Yep. And then no, back a little bit. Right around the top.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Right around here, right? You see how literally just a couple of days later, you see how the three indicator got very close to one another?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then this is where also RSI left the middle and overbought and start to go oversold, right?
Yep.
Now, if you go to where we are now, this thing is fractal right now. If you move all the way to where we are now, you see how the coiling is happening.
Everything
There's a decision to be made. And right here, if it goes oversold on the RSI and the yellow perk is head up, it's a wrap. Go home. Go home. I think it's a wrap because it's doing the weight cloth. But hey, let's give some hope. Be like, he might break the trend line and go. But if he decide to go down and make that lower low from where's that previous the higher low? Is it 53? What's that? Whatever that bounce is. Yeah. What's that?
52,913. Yeah, 53.
Yeah. So if and I can't make this thing up. Weekend is around the corner.
Yep. Perfect timing, baby.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
And you combine that, you combine GXY, yelling, everything's going on, and reopening and all this other stuff. And then, summer season, you're going to be outside talking about the aftermath of spring break and da-da-da, and they're going to the market on you while you're not even paying attention to what's going on.
Nope.
And then sell off. So this is a decision. You can't make this. DMI already told you. It can go either way. But this move will determine, I firmly believe, this weekend.
I think we already know which way this bad boy's going.
It's going to tell you up or down.
Yep.
If yellow perk up and RSI goes oversold, it's a wrap. Go home. Go home. If you decide to perk up and do another miracle rally, then maybe we get another one. But honestly,
hard to see it. Hard to see it.
And this is why when you go back to the weekly chart, please, you get and stay here, you get to see the heavy bearish divergence. And it's right around, look at where it is on the RSI, it's right around the leftover overbought. And if it goes below that, it's a wrap.
Yep, sure is.
And if you look at 2019, around the relief rally we did from the August since the Ponzi, whatever.
Yeah.
The RSI did the same thing, bearish divergent. And the moment when you leave overbought and you enter neutral, it's a wrap. It's a bearish sign. Same thing in 2017. You got to stay overbought and keep bouncing off of that.
Yep.
The rally in 2017.
That's just the coil for the snap.
Yeah. So if it bounce up, we're good. But if you enter gray area, forget about it.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
And then DMI is already curving, and then you see how blue and yellow is right around about to match.
It's
And
just lining up for that dump, really. That's just what it looks like, honestly.
Because look at exactly where you are, right? And goes a little bit longer. You see where they met, where the blue met the yellow, and then the cross, that was the dump, the red candle.
Yep.
And by the way, this is zoomed up, but that was a 30% dip. That wasn't some 20+%. It looks like
that one candle alone is 20%.
20%. So we might do a little coiling kissing and then dip, and then next thing you know, you wake up and then Bitcoin is 40K or 38,000, whatever you want to call it.
No, sure.
But again, it's just DMI. You don't mess with that, man. That indicator is just, that's the value investor dream right there. And then, by the way, it might cool off, right? And then go touch that long-term support that you draw, and we're still in the bull market.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, that's the funny thing, right? But
funny thing.
That's why you have to look at the big picture. That way you're not flying blind, and you understand there's 20 G's worth of risk on the table, right? Like, that's the whole point. It's not, nobody's saying don't be long Bitcoin, but just know what you're long. You know what I mean? That's what this is all about.
And understand that 20G means $200 billion market cap. That's what it means. Because when you're at $1 trillion and you drop 20%, that's $200 billion market cap evaporated. You're going to get freaking all the news outlet media talking ish. Be like, oh, look what happened. It's going to be on TV. It's going to
pretty much.
And then all the haters going to come out of the woodwork.
Like always.
Scam. And
you know they always coming, bro.
You know they coming. Meanwhile, Mexicans going to be cruise control.
Chilling. Not even sweating it, just laughing over here.
Because now the Bitcoiner is going to be like, wait a minute, my wealth is evaporating. I got to do something. Ethereum, where are you? And then meanwhile, you're pumping out bags and we out.
So check it.
Sure. Love it.
I am guessing somewhere in here. I honestly think we're like right here.
Oh, facts. We're about to pop that.
Yeah, I think we're about to break this little area here.
Especially with the new limit order, people don't realize that you don't need that much money to pump the price up. Especially now with the new liquidity, because everybody gonna put their limit order on the low, right? But then after the free claimers and some of the leftover people leave, right? Next thing you know, you got your limit order, which is cool, but then the price just had to leave you behind. Now you gotta chase. You add that plus if you go to HEX.VISION, again, people, friendly reminder, the 9th, May 9th, it's a big deal. 768 billion HEX is going to end stake. I told you Tuesday, share rate is going to shoot up. Get ready for that, which means $500 t-shirt can turn into $600 t-shirt real quick. And then we go to 5 cents. It's now t-shirt is 4 digits. Now we're going to start talking about these shares on stream. That's what's going to happen.
I think we're going to see 750 within the next couple of weeks, to be honest with you.
Couple weeks? I'm thinking next week.
I'm trying to be conservative.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, hey, I'm not disagreeing.
Because at 2.8, 2.9 cents, it's already 500. Again, because we got 17,007.
That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Go to HEX.VISION right now. I need people to visualize. That massive candle is end staking literally in 2 days. Somewhere around this weekend, there's a billion HEX.
The 9th. The
9th. It's 2 days. Technically, if you're in Asia, it's already the 8th, so it's in the 24 hours. That's important. Mexican, I told you, the Wells push share rate. That's what we're here to do. So that if you're not staked, you get left behind. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. We're going to make it so expensive that when you decide to get rid of your HEX, you're going to pay a premium if you're trying to buy it back. Meanwhile, we're just going to chill with the limit orders, catch that dip. Did you see that dip that happened yesterday? How fast it was bought out? It was crazy.
Yes, I pointed it out. It was about $1 million, $860,000 net, and it's like it didn't even happen.
Yeah. Oh, the guy got wrecked by slippage, almost 20%. He only walked out with like 500 and change.
Sucks to be stupid, bro. Can't even comment on anything more than that. I mean, look, I've explained to you guys how order books work. right? So if you're dumb enough to exit 800,000 in one clip, then good for you with whatever
It's
net you
good
get
for you,
out of there
bro.
with, because you're a
Thanks
fucking
for the
moron.
free coins. Couple limit order got hit, dude. He went all the way almost at 2 cents. So whoever got limit order there, oh man,
Yeah,
let's
they
go.
got fucking feel lovely.
And watch
That
this.
guy's a fucking moron.
You can even draw a trend line, right? From this candle, right?
Jesus
To the
Christ.
next candle in like May 12 or something like that, to the next one. You get to see how Hex is getting scarcier and scarcier. You see that?
Yep. Scarcer and scarcer by the
It's
day.
literally, you can, again, my mind just see things like that. You can see it, you can just put a descending trend line. So you don't buy, it gets more and more scarce, more and more less liquidity. And then by the time we get to sacrificial phase, oh, forget about it. Forget about it. Everybody
Yeah,
trying to
it's
get
going
the
to be
club.
interesting, bro.
There's out of capacity, bro. We're
It's going to be very interesting
trying to bribe the bouncer to get it. He's like, bro, we got no capacity.
because that's why the sacrificing period is before the fork, right?
Mhm.
Everything is going to be set in stone prior to, right?
This is
So it's
what
very important people understand that.
this is what I told my constituents, right? The staker class, the 555 crew. We're playing chess. We're buying way before that. We're gonna be stress free. Wells, we're gonna be chilling, drinking,
Yeah, well, look,
popcorn, spice.
this is my point of view. This is my point of view on the post chain because that's one point of view. But here's my point of view because you gotta have options, right? Life is
Mhm,
about options.
mhm.
So if you want to be a post chain well, because we got to understand this is going to be epic. This is not going to be just Ethereum times two. And
Yep,
yes, it's going to amplify Ethereum for sure, but let's be aware of the facts. The facts is that it's going to be improved significantly.
yep,
So with that, there's going to be adoption. People will use it,
yep.
right? So
I
that's
see.
just what it's going to be. So with that being said, we are going to be afoot at an opportunity for those that want to be whales and pulse to become whales and pulse, just like you got Ethereum whales, right?
Yep.
So there's two ways of view it, guys. You can
Oh,
either
we will be. But what's even more genius is that because you know you're getting the copy. That's my point. Because you know you're
oh well
getting.
the T-shares, yeah, that's there
Yeah,
regardless. Yeah, that's there regardless.
you're getting.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about pulse though. I'm talking about pulse by itself. I'm not talking about the T-shares. The T-shares is a give me, right? Like
absolutely.
if you want to keep buying T-shares until whatever happens with Pulse is determined to whatever it is, and that's fine. But I'm just talking about for the
But
sacrifice
watch
period.
this though. Watch this though. I'm gonna blow your mind right now because again, that's another strategy most people haven't even realized. This is what you do. People just got caught up with the word T-shirt, but they didn't fully understand what I wanted to. Like I wanted to leave that Easter egg for later, but I'm gonna drop it here because why not? My boys stream. Not only you're getting the double, right? But people act as if Pulse is gonna become like whatever, and then you can't buy it later. If you stake now and you create more T-shirt, let's say you just do a short stakes, which I usually never do, right? But let's say I create a short stake right around after the time. By the time the thing happens, right, I get the
Hmm.
double copy. Meanwhile, my hex is fucking multiplying,
Yeah,
which
no, I get
means
it, bro.
any day before the snapshot, I'm
So
multiplying.
let me ask you
Every
this:
daily,
what's the difference between the sacrifice period and the launch phase? Because there
I'm,
has to be a difference.
I'm gonna get to that, but here's the value proposition, right?
Because otherwise, who cares, right? Because it's
Yeah,
true. Then what's the point?
exactly. No, but my point is this. It's incentive because remember, it's not just like you said perfectly, it's not just hexicans, okay?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
regular
That's what I'm saying.
because buying hex right now is the basic like absolute bare common sense stupid move to do right now because you own the hex, you push the price up, your dollar value goes high, so when you sacrifice,
Hmm.
you're gonna get more. Everybody
Right.
gets that, which is
Like,
why
don't get me wrong. I'm buying more hex tomorrow.
exactly.
But,
So
but
that's
my thing is like, well, here's the thing, right? Because you're right, right? But you have to remember, everybody isn't in the same financial position. So what if? Because here's the thing: everybody that has, if you got 500,000 hex right now, you actually have a million,
mm-hmm,
right? Like that's a
mm-hmm,
fact,
that's a fact.
all
That's
right?
a fact.
So let's not forget that. If you got 50 T-shirts, you got 100,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, so let me break it down in three steps so people can understand. Okay. Step one, you buy the hex, right? Push the price up, yada yada, high value, all that stuff before the sacrifice. Step two, you create the stake. The reason why you create the stake is because you get the duplicate, but let's say you create a short stake or whatever, right? If you don't want to do long, I mean whatever. What ends up
Mm-hmm.
happening is it's generating payouts basically every day. which is going to be duplicated by the time the snapshot happens. Snapshot could be in a week, 2 week, 3 week. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So if you just do maybe a 30-day stake or 45-day stake, whatever it may be, to each their own. You do a short, I call it short-term stake just for that. You're multiplying by the double before the snapshot. And then when the snapshot happens and everything is cool and whatever you already set aside that you wanted to transform, because I already told people, just don't battle with your brain. Just figure out how much you want to be and dollar amount, and then just use that. So what ended up happening is that by the time we're on the next chain, everything is cool, and that short-term stake ends, you're getting that on the next chain too, and then you can convert that as well into Pulse, because you're still always going to be able, the Pulse hex still going to be able to be converted back to Pulse. Make sense?
I mean, yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
buy more of that, and like anything that launches, because I was there with EOS or whatever, it's going to have this little phase. It's going to pump up, and then it's going to cool off a little bit, right? Find this equilibrium. There's always going to be people going to sell some degree. Find this equilibrium and then rise again. So the point of the matter is you're multiplying hex on the other chain, and by the time that short-term stake expires, you have more money that you generated by double, and you can convert that back to Pulse, and then you can still become that Pulse well. That's what I was getting.
No, yeah. But that's the thing, because I'm trying to understand. Well, because I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm saying is, it's like, well, it's about the timing for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, okay, yeah, that's fine, but because here's the thing, most people are still buying Hex regardless. The question is, when do we sacrifice that liquid Hex, or do we sacrifice that liquid Hex?
And
that's the question, right?
Right. And this is what we said on Tuesday. The data is incomplete.
Right, exactly.
We have to wait. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
and that's what I'm saying. You just keep buying Hex until we find out more.
Exactly.
Because there's really nothing else to do. Yeah, there's nothing else to do. I'm just saying, well, look, you have to be aware that if you want to be a whale in something, then Pulse is the next option. The next viable option. Because we know Pulse is going to be around, just like Ethereum's been around, just like whatever, right? Like we know it's going to be around because Hex has already shown what it can do. You know what I mean? So that's why I look at it like that. But it's true. We don't have full details just yet. So, of course, just keep buying Hex. Everything is status quo from that perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't have anything else to buy, right?
And when the data comes out, then we'll form an opinion.
Then we'll know. Correct. Oh, for sure. You already know.
Make no mistake. The opportunity cost people don't understand is that meanwhile, while you're quote unquote buying just Hex, but share rate's not waiting for you. That's why those massive end stakes matters.
That is one thing. I'm determining what I want to stake versus what I want to keep liquid.
Exactly.
For sure. If that
that's
wasn't a gimme, then I don't know.
That's what I want to make sure people don't miss, because there's people missing right now. They might be seeing a lot of liquid. Wait.
That's very true. That's very true.
Share rate just gives you behind.
To me, it was a no-brainer, but you might be right. You might be right.
But it's definitely exciting.
But let's talk about this fractal, bro, because here's the thing. I see it. Here we got two little hills, right? We got two little hills. Now I'm about to get Bob Ross with it, so please bear with me. We got two little hills here, right? Let's draw this.
I got two.
Boom. All right. We got two little come on, move with me. All right. Come on. Let me turn this pointer off because I can't see a damn thing with this thing. All right.
I can really see the fractal like that on a bigger form. We're right around that time we're about to disappear.
We're about to go, man. We're about to go. That's why I'm trying to freaking. This thing is just not cooperating. What is up with this? This is annoying.
Because to me, right, the big payday was kind of that big W, right? And then we ran all the way to the top, which we did. Then we cool off down, created the kind of the bull flag, right? Then we popped from that bottle right on the trend line, right? And then we created that first reach to the previous top, then cool off a little bit. Now we're popping out. We're on that second yellow your circle that you're.
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to ID. My bad, bro. I'm just trying to ID, like, cause what I'm seeing is just like you said. We got a couple W's here. But I'm trying to determine which sets. It seems like we take this left set together as one, and this right set together as one. And this is like the breakout piece. Let me show
Yeah.
you what I mean. Like that set.
Like if I were to pinpoint what I think those little circle yellow that you did,
Uh-huh.
I would say the first yellow is actually that second bubble, and then yeah. I'll move
Yeah,
that.
I don't like this is my best guess, right? Because the way I'm looking at it is like, okay, we had a run up into here. We had a run up into this yellow, pull back. We had a run up into the yellow, pull back, right? So this is really covering all of that, right? Like
Yeah.
technically it's covering all of that.
I think the fractal is bigger in terms of like
That's what I'm trying to get at.
yeah.
Yes. I think it's bigger also. Um, so if it is bigger, the question is how much bigger? Because if it is that much bigger, then this move is literally just beginning.
Yeah. So look at it this way. I think that the first small yellow circle that you draw from the fractal, right? The return, that one here, I think this is the 2 cents New Year's Eve. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Because we went, that's that W. Okay.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
2 cents over
This
here.
is 2 cents. And then what happened is we drifted with cool off, which is just the cool off period, which we
Mm-hmm.
did, mini little pump, and then cool off again. And then when we were right around falling off the trend line, remember a couple weeks back, oh my God, it's gonna break down. And
Right.
people making meme is gonna go back down, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's that fake out that we see. And then from there, it pumped back up where you are now, right? Is where the small bubble is. Now we are the second bubble. We might cool off a little bit for a couple of days. And then over the weekend next week, that's the explosion. And it coincides perfectly with the leftover big stakes that's gonna come out.
Right.
Share rate's gonna go. And
Interestingly enough, we hit 512
yeah,
yesterday on the
yeah,
T shares and the return. Like we hit 512 in a couple areas, so you know what that means. We
yeah,
also hit 1024 in a couple areas.
yeah. Return stream, baby.
So you know it's lining up that way. But this is why we wanted to talk about fractal, so you guys can understand what's coming. We think that this is the beginning, or this little piece right here. Let me just highlight it. Could be the beginning of this leg up.
Yeah. So cool off for a little bit, kiss
Yeah.
around under the trend line, more end staking happens. Who knows? We might get some information about the, pulse
Yeah.
play next week sometime. And
Right.
it coincides perfectly with what if, BTC shit the bed and whatever. And then people realize it's this
Right.
whole season from there. So it's a combination of multiple factors plus the micro environment.
Right.
Because,
Yeah. I mean,
the OG are smart. They got to know, okay,
it's a hell of a gumbo, right?
yeah. They got to feel like, okay, does the big cap still got some juice left in them, or
Oh,
is it time to go? Right?
I mean, look, this is serious. Let's get to these charts, man, so we can get through and get everybody off this stream. Because I know the nights are streaming also. It's already 11 o'clock, so we're cutting into the time something serious. So let me get this pointer back on. We already went over what a fractal is, and I hope you guys got it because it's critical. So we're at the first 508 days.
Mm-hmm.
We are a little higher than this now, I think. Let me just check the price on the chart.
Look at that. Oh man, I love that chart. That just so if you go back to that. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we're higher. We're like a cent higher about right now. So that line is off. Which one?
Go back. One more couple times. This one, stop here. No, go back. Look at this. You can't make these stop.
Nope.
It went above.
Came right back.
The thing, just support, right? Chill for a little bit and then go. Mm-hmm. Look at the fractal from last year. Same thing.
Right back.
Kiss the thing, come back, chill for a little bit, couple days, whatever. And then once he leaves again, forget about it. Forget about it. It's literally the fractal right here. Came from nowhere, picked his head up, come back, rest a little bit. We're resting right now. But then once it breaks again, forget about it.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
And because it's fractal, the same kind of separation, imagine that times 2.
Pretty much. Because the friction is gonna be gone.
Yeah. And now you got limit order. One side. You kidding me?
Yo, one-sided limit. Who the hell is gonna be putting sell-side limit orders? Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to know who. Unless they're selling, nobody's. Like it's gonna be so so fragmented. It's not gonna even matter.
Screaming all-time high left and right.
Yeah, it's not even gonna matter. like get your Twitter thumbs ready.
And guess what? Tomorrow is Friday.
Oh yes, it is Friday. It's gonna be a good day for me personally because I'm gonna be buying some more Hex. All right, so BTC, Ethereum, Hex, and the T-shares. You guys see the colors. You guys see the lines. Ethereum is at 596, rounding down. Hex is at 11,884, rounding down. T-shares are at a whopping 20,951, rounding down. My
the best employee in the universe, baby.
what is going on here? This is abusive. Somebody call the cops. What's going on? Holy smokes. 170 days post big payday. Almost 100. Almost at the halfway mark of 1 year. We are 44% below the first Bitcoin halving. 264% above the second. 226% above the third. And we are at
the purple is about to rest on the 480, right? Return stream. And then the next move up, we're going to 960. Double from here. 5 cents Hex. Let's go.
Could very well be.
And then that's when we cross the first halving.
But note, the top was like 512. Right? I mean, the scaling for one reason or another is not. Oh, let me see something. It should be locked too. I don't know why it doesn't look like it is.
Because I mean, it's just based on the 60 because it started from there and they did the 120, 240.
It might be. I'm gonna check now. Yeah, it is log based too. Huh.
Yeah, it is because it's doubling. It's just that he had to
yeah, it's just a scaling. It's just a scaling because of the data points. It's fine. Yeah. I guess if I remove these lines, it'd probably be a little bit different. But it's cool. I just wanted to check. But yeah. I mean, it's interesting because we have to remember these things don't move in a precise manner. They move in an exact manner. So what that means is that even though we're seeing 512, right? That's just an area.
Thanks.
It's not a precise target. So just like price moved to 256 and it came down and hung around 240, then it came down and hung around 156 or whatever that number is down there, right? It just sticks around those areas.
Because again, same thing. Go back. Sorry, you get to see the same fractal. This is what it did last time. It was chilling around 60, did the little W pattern just like we had. Then you went to kiss the 120, right? Chilled for a little bit, right? And then from there went to 240. So it's the same thing. We did the W pattern, right?
This is like a big W pattern right here.
Yeah, the big W is the W we did at 60, right?
And
then we went to 120, which is us going to 480, right? Then we're gonna chill for
a little bit longer, bro. Hold on, look. We might get lucky. We might get lucky. We might just float around up here like we're floating, like this floated over here,
but
and then take off.
Yeah, true. But there's more FOMO. Now you got pulse and everything else. So it could or it could not. The point of the matter is when it leaves the building, forget about it.
Gone. Yeah,
it's going to the next one because that's what it did. Which is a double, but then it moved as a function of a square. So we either getting 5 cents or we go straight up to 10 cents.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bro. Holy shit! Because look, we're already at 2.5, 3. From here to 5 is just 1x. From here to 10 is just 3x. That's it.
Because something worth considering too in the pattern is that the W pattern was formed longer over 6 months.
Oh yeah,
which makes the move even more violent.
Yes, that's why the longer it takes, the higher it's gonna rip.
It could skip the next one and go straight up to the 1900.
Yeah, for sure.
There's also that to consider because the accumulation phase was longer. The liquidity.
All right, what's this? This is probably 40 days. Yeah. 40 days, 90 days, maybe.
Yeah, 90 days. But this
is only 170 days. Hold on. This is only 170 days. So if this is 170, this has to be like 17, 20. Yeah. Like 17, 20, 2 months max.
2 months.
Right? Like it can't be that long.
Yep.
This is the big payday dip. Right? So this is January 1st. We know that. So this has to be like end of November.
Yeah.
something
No
like
matter
that.
how you look at it, you can see the
It's
second
not that
W
long
is
period of time.
double in time. At
Yes,
least double, maybe a little bit more than double.
more.
Which
You know
means,
what? On the next Quan game stream, I'll have the answer. Don't even worry about it.
yeah.
We're gonna count them bars.
And I forget who said it in the chat. Shout out to him. He was talking about the reaccumulation pattern on the W, which is
Ah,
true.
yes.
And the longer that stays, the more violent it's gonna go. Which is
Yeah.
sad for Bitcoin because the longer on the opposite side, the
Yes. It
longer
works
it goes
both
for
ways.
months, the more severe the drop is gonna be.
It works both ways. It works
Because those stupid insiders and Wall Street, they're cashing out right now. That's what a bearish diversion is. They
That's
have
why
all
they're
their
pumping
limit
it.
orders. They keep selling without touching the price, and then
That's why
buying
they're
a little
pumping it.
bit. Yep.
That's why they're pumping crypto all over. T-shares versus Ethereum versus Bitcoin is at 0.81%, looking nice. Versus Ethereum is at 13%, looking very nice as well. And I mean, what I want to just say something here. Now, I'm looking at a pattern. Now, I don't know if you see it, but it looks like a wedge.
Yep.
You got
Spring.
descending line.
And he's breaking out.
And
This goes back to my tweet again when I
it
showed
looks just like the hex to wheat chart.
Yep. It goes back to the HEX.ETH chart, which I usually never care about, but because it was an important breakout, I wanted HEX.begin to see that because when the price start to go crazy, I want them to relax because it can go even more crazy.
Yeah, even crazier.
Exactly. It's just getting started.
Yes.
And when you switch back to the, can you switch to the daily chart, please? Because then everything is perfectly backed up. RSI is about to go overbought, ready to go. We're very early.
BMI is all pinching, boy.
BMI is fucking ready to go. It just crossed to let you know that Blue is here. Blue run the show. Is ready to go.
No, it's funny.
RSI is barely.
Remember how I had that Ethereum? I think I might have made the trade right live on stream and I didn't even realize it. But I had some ETH and I was just there waiting, holding. I was like,
zoom in a
damn.
little bit. Look at this. Look how bullish this is.
I bought the ETH on this day, the day we streamed. I bought it. Yeah, or was it the 4th? I can't remember. Whatever day it was the 4th because it was 2 days ago.
And you know, on this day is that besides even the pump we've been doing a little bit, MACD is still negative. Can you zoom? It's barely just.
Oh yeah.
RSI is barely getting to overbuy.
If you look at the RSI, it's on the positive side, right?
Found support. Look at that. Kissed it, ready to go.
But look at that MACD.
Some dude dumped almost a milli worth, and we're still here chilling.
Yo,
for real.
I definitely had to tweet about. I tweeted about that shit as soon as it happened. I was like, "Look at this, gobble. Like it didn't even matter."
The candle stayed green, like it didn't even matter. You're blipping the chart.
I've been talking about that since day one. Like, look, guys, please understand. This is a vacuum. Vacuum. No matter who sells what, there is gonna be the equivalent amount of money. Sitting right there waiting to buy that sell. Why? Because people understand what is going on here.
Exactly.
That's it. It's that simple. It just does not matter. And the higher we go, the less is going to matter because the same dollar equivalents are going to be buying and they're still going to just be buying more coins or less coins because they're just going to be more expensive. And people are going to be, because people are going to be selling less coins because they're going to be less expensive more expensive. So it works. It's that bond math. It works the same way.
And people understand something too. The higher the price goes, the more trading volume kicks in. The more trading volume kicks in. Friendly reminder: people don't understand. Liquidity providers
more popular market.
But the point of the matter is, more hex is being locked out of circulation that way too, because you got to pay a trading fee. So that also accelerates the process, which is also very, very important. People that think they can just go in and out, and then when the liquidity gets so strong, you're trying to do the in and out, you're not moving the price. This is why DMI is so powerful because look, zoom in a little bit. The guy dumped almost $1 million, but Blue barely flinched. It didn't go back down because the people that came in and bought back that dip almost bring it back up and gobble the whole thing. That's why the intensity factor is important because it shows you that although there's a massive sell, it got met with a buy as well. And that's a bull flag. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Higher lows. I mean, textbook. And we cool off. RSI reset, ready to go. It's about to go over.
This shit is crazy, bro. Oh my God. Talk about a good trade. I haven't made a good trade like that in a long time.
And this is Hex.
Hex was the trade, baby.
Facts. And this is hex safe because if Bitcoin shit the bed over the weekend, create a
Oh
trigger
yeah,
event, the world's gonna be like, all right, we
we
out.
out.
And then if Ethereum is not allowed to go to 4,500, which I would love it to do, because it was gonna do it, but if Bitcoin really shit the bed, it's gonna affect
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna definitely do it. And the interesting thing that I've noticed about the ETH BTC pair is that it will float up here and float up here, but man, you
Mhm.
gotta think it's gonna break down at some point. But that thing just keeps going, man.
This is the reason why, again, DMI is important, because look at this. Watch this.
Mhm.
Now go back to the previous stop of 2017. Look at how high blue went. Again, guys, you can't make this shit up. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna go kiss that. The same way Bitcoin did his, right? Went and kiss and then stop. Zoom into DMI real quick.
64. Hold on, let me see where it's at now. 48. Wow, it does have some room to go.
Yeah. As crazy as it sounds, it still got room to go. And if you remember from even 2 streams ago, I told people, say, hey, it crossed green and it's going up. Don't worry about it. Keep buying Ethereum or whatever. It's gonna continue to go. I
Mm-hmm.
predict it's gonna go to Kista, and then red is just starting to move. The intensity is
Yeah.
not violent just
Wow.
yet. And
So
remember the
really
rule.
just, yeah, I remember you talking about it
Yep.
now. Yep.
And remember, Hexagon, the number one rule, DMI, and this is funny because we're gonna do a little shout out to Bitcoin after that to make fun.
Yo, you know what's
It-
crazy? This chart is gonna do something serious then.
oh fuck yeah. Dude, we're gonna do our DMI like that.
Yeah, exactly. I just realized
It's the
that.
same thing. So go back. This is so funny. We gotta predict the future here almost.
Oh
So
man.
not only he has time to run, but remember, Hexagon, the key is even if he goes back down, it's okay. He has to cross back. Look at 2017.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
when he
you gotta
crossed
see
low.
this cross here.
Yeah.
Just like it crossed every time,
Look
right?
at 2017. Boom. That's when you know it's time to go because sometimes it can bounce back up. Because put back the chart, please. Look from the chart. Bring back the chart and DMI underneath. You see, the first time if the blue go back to 2017, the first time it peaked, right? It cooled off, but look, Ethereum didn't go back down. It cooled off.
Kept
It went
going.
again. It went again. You see, it's when it crossed that it's a big deal. That's when you know, okay, intensity got met with volume, and now it's going the other way.
I mean, given that this looks like it's just getting started, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
think
gonna
that
go.
this is gonna hit at least 12 or at least
Mhm,
15,
mhm.
18, man.
So it's running right
15.
now. It's going to continue to run. And as long as it doesn't cross back up, it's okay. Because
Right.
RSI sometimes doesn't show the full picture. You see
Right,
how
right,
the
right, right,
second time RSI when they do a double top, but
right.
you didn't know that it was the beginning of the end. You thought it's gonna come back. It's gonna bounce
Right.
back.
Because it
But
looks like it. It
yeah,
looks like it. Because it's up there.
yep. But the moment it crossed the red on the DMI, you know it was a wrap. So
Right.
right now we're chilling. We might have another.
It has to keep floating.
Yeah,
It's
it's moving.
structured to move like that. And that's just what it is.
So it's on its way to target 2, which is 8% of a Bitcoin right now. It's
Yeah,
like,
and if that happens, right, T-shares move proportionally to Ethereum.
yep. And now if you go back to the
So,
Hex ETH chart and you pull up our DMI, we literally just got started. We just crossed it. Go back to daily. And because we don't have no data. Look, we just got started. By the time we do what we did on Big Payday, shit. By the
nasty.
time we do what we did on New Year's Eve,
I
shit.
mean, look at this one.
We got room, baby.
This is the most recent one. This is from February to now.
Yeah, we got room. We got room.
Oh
We're
man.
getting close to where we were in February, but
And look at versus
everything is
Bitcoin. We don't
going
even talk about this. Come
hilarious.
on, man.
Hilarious.
All right. So here we getting a T-share rate of 17,645 hex. What is a T-share? Let me see. I haven't looked lately.
17,007.
634. Wow.
Oh, it went up. It went up today. It was at 6:15
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. I haven't
Man,
checked.
yo, go back to the expiring chart. I need people to see what's coming out just the next 3 weeks. It's massive, dude. It's gonna push share rate so much.
So this is 429. We had a high of about 47% or so.
Mhm.
And that was for the month of May. And this was back.
That was the massive end stake guy.
Right.
It was 13 hex per t-shirt that day. It was insane. It was
A
the best.
couple of days ago, we had, it looks like also May, same percentage. And again, May, same percentage. So it's the same person, right? So we're going to see this drop or move elsewhere come the 9th. and I'm just gonna keep tracking it every couple of days or so, and I'll just keep popping a chart in here, laying it out.
But people need to. I'm so glad you created this chart, man. Shout out to you, because people need to understand. You see, there's a trend here. Hex is getting scarce by the day, people, and that big bar that you guys are seeing, that's going to change everything in terms of moving averages, because after that is gone, it's almost a billion hex. It's going to be very rare to see a daily billion hex ever again.
I mean, yeah, just look at the supply, right? So look, right now, this is all right. So let me explain this chart. The pink line is giving us the sum of expiring shares, so it should always read 100, right? Because this is a percentage, right? So right now, this is letting us know that the T-share rate is going to be very affected right here, because this is almost 50% of what's totally sitting there and about to expire.
Exactly. How many days is that? So people get an idea. So the mapping. How many days is that? How many of the chart? It's a 300 days.
This is every day. This is 30 days. So this is a month.
Okay. So people get an idea. So what?
Yeah, this is per month. This is per month. So each data point that you see here is per month. So there's a little hill or something on the chart. That's a month. So if you look at the x-axis, I started it in January 2021.
Okay.
All the way through, I guess, July 2036. So this is everything. Yeah, this is everything. Yeah, this is everything. So everything here is relative, right? Everything here.
Facts.
So right now, again, though, even though everything is relative, right? You have to remember that this number in real number terms is changing over time.
Yes.
So even though it's always 100, this is going to be way more shares, because it's 100% of a shit ton, right? And that's why we get maybe 15-16%, and it looks like October, maybe November 2029. And 9%. Go ahead.
Real quick, Hex again, for you watching, this is a translation, because what Will is saying is super important. What he's saying in simple English is, over the next 15 years, everything that's end staking right now, almost 50% of that is basically about to come out over the next 90 days to whatever. What is it? 1021, right? That when you go to that dip, it's a 1021, right?
Yeah, it's right.
So imagine over the next 15 years. Imagine there's
next 6 months, really. Next 6 months.
Next month, almost 50% of the entire
current outstanding
over the next 50 years is coming out, and when that supply gets gobbled, it's a wrap. From there, it's gonna be a severe supply shortage, and it's in perfect combination with potentially pulse launching within this month or the next, whatever, or sacrifice.
Whatever it ends up being. I mean, either way, it's gonna get scarce, man.
It's gonna get mad scarce. Share rate's going to explode, and this is before even sacrificial phase starts. Which means when the price pumps, it makes it even more scarce, because it becomes expensive. And if you didn't have it before, then you're gonna get even less. So whatever you're seeing right now can be amplified by a factor of magnitude of 10x if we go 10x, or 100x, which means exponentially becoming more and more scarce. That's what it means.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy, bro. APY was 37.1. T-share rate when I recorded it in terms of dollar terms is $455.88. Insane. Cost of 10,000 hex is $258. I mean, I think it's like $260 now. Let me check.
Yep. Yeah, Aaron, you're correct. Actually, 2 days from now, there's 768 billion hex that's being end staked. Just that alone is like 10% of that supply that we've been talking about.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, again, this is changing. So, hold on.
Assuming no new stake shows up, of course.
Yeah,
it's still a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big. So this is gonna be like 40% for that point in time for that month. So it's for 40% of this month.
This month, May, because it's the biggest spikes.
Yeah, because it's the biggest one. So if you look at if you download the data and pull it all apart, that is going to give you X% of 100% for that month.
And that's all if you're accumulating, this might be your last chance to get somewhat cheap compared to what it's going to become.
Yo, I can't believe it went from 1 cent to 3 so fast.
That's what I'm saying. And when that liquidity goes away, it's gonna go even to the next one even faster because just the action of buying.
Yeah, for sure. It's only gonna get faster, and that's the thing, right? The higher we go, the faster it's gonna go. That's just what it's gonna be.
Going back to your fractal, I
Yep.
picture.
Yep. And I think, I mean, I'm glad you made me look at these charts because I really wasn't looking. I just knew a fractal was there. I just wasn't studying that thing. But it's important to see because this is all going to be represented, right? And what we're about to see. Because when you look at this, you got W here, and then you got this is the real W, though.
Yep.
This is the real W, right? Because this is the W that was sprawled out here with the left side, right side, left side, right side. And now we're getting like a new motion of something.
We're doing the pop. We made the new all-time high, and then now we just need to break out of that diagonal from the top line.
And we hit that 512 t-shirt.
Yeah, dude, it's a wrap from there. So this is what's so good. You make the chart, and I'm just good at just like trying to explain something.
It's just right there, bro. Boom.
A work of art, man. Look at that. You can't
it's
resting on the support, dude. It's math is
crazy,
beautiful, man.
1941 hex payout per T-share sum. So if you've been staked for the entire time this chart's been in existence, you've received 1941 hex. And that right now you can multiply that by $2 cents. Well, actually 2.6 cents to be conservative.
That's the thing. What would you ever trade when you get something like that?
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I mean, you know what it is people want to cash out, and I mean, I get it, but I mean,
no, cashing out is one thing. The trade is back and forth, and then getting yourself.
Yeah. It's just come on, man. Why would you take on
cashing out? Is you take the money out and then you go do whatever you wanted to do.
Right. I'm just thinking in terms of. You know, people don't understand it's like free money, I guess. I don't even have a good excuse, bro. Like I can't even think of anything good, bro. Like my bad. Like I'm trying to sympathize, but there's no way to sympathize. So.
Nice. Good morning from you too, Ronan from Ireland. 4:30 a.m. Fucking love Hex. We do too.
Yeah,
shout out to you.
Hex, man. We love it, baby. We love it. So payout per T-share sum index is reading 175,966. So this is saying 1760x. Yeah, round up over here. We round up. 1760x. And if you want to be precise, 1759.9x. Damn, that shit is crazy. Payout per T-share index is saying that the payout per T-share has increased fivefold since inception. And the daily payout index is at 17,031, letting us know that the daily payout index has increased 170x since inception. How about that? That's crazy. Now, today's daily payout was 63,128,000 hex. And the payout per T-share was 5.699 hex. And the total shares is 11.075 million trillion shares. Now, I just want to highlight how this has just been trending down ever since it kind of poked up. Right?
Kicking in.
That's right.
And we got less emergency end stake too, because some people
like
to become a little bit smart. So
and this is why I shortened the chart, just to show this trend, because it looks so much better here than it did before. I mean, I wish this looked better, but it is what it is, man. You guys see it's just a little higher.
Yeah, because it's so small, so you have
to see the change is hard to see. Oh, we already talked about these, so we can skip these. And the correlation charts, as always, 0 and 0. And the grouping is the key, right? Hex is always on the right side of the x-axis. For 0 for both. Meaning it
negative.
I mean, it's just the grouping is just sick. I mean, everything is just mostly positive for Hex. I mean, and for Ethereum, it's just very widespread. Bitcoin, same deal, meaning just not as good of a return stream. And it's all about the return streams. And here, at the time of recording, we had 2.584 Hex, or 2.584 cents, 2.6 cents, which gave us a payout per T-share in dollar terms of 14.72 hex. Now that's just for one T-share now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's not bad because it
Yeah.
was never ever this high ever.
Dude, it's doing all-time high. What are you talking about? It's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Once
This
again,
is
you take
crazy.
this number, you multiply by your t-shirt, and then you find out how much you're getting paid
That's
every day.
it, baby. That's it. And this is the adjusted hex value in dollar terms. And this is just the sum of the payout per T-share by one hex. Because again, the goal is to get to one, baby.
Yeah, dude.
And
We're just starting to creep up, but
we
barely.
are hitting new highs, I think.
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah, this is new highs, man.
It's like those typical stock market, new company, good idea, blah blah blah. Then they'll get listed, right? And then they dump to the market for you because they need to generate cash, right? In order to raise money to do their business, right?
Right.
Selling share of the company, rightfully so, to the shareholders, which we are. And then usually, right, on average, 3-4 years, when the accumulation phase is done, the company is delivering, right? Then the dragon comes out and then it's a wrap. When this thing perked back up, it will never look back. And by the way, it can hockey stick up the same way it did when it went down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that was just kind of like probably based on, because you have that first day listing when it was like on that other exchange.
Yeah.
Like 5 cents or whatever. But as it can quickly just go back there too.
We can just reclaim it, yeah, and it will, because that's how markets work. It'll reclaim it.
Because a 10x move will make us at 1 or close to 1.7 or whatever. So
20 cents, I think. No, 26 cents. Sorry.
Yeah. So if we do a 2x, it will be at the 26 cents, and then if we do a 2 to 3x, we'll be right around that 0.5, which is from where we are now. You do it almost 3 cents times 3, you have 9 cents. You're right around that 10 cents that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there, man. It's getting there. I mean, look at it seems like we're far from a dollar, but we're already at a quarter. And then from a quarter, 50 cents is going to be nothing. You know, so a dollar is really, really close.
And this is based on T-share payout, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because you take that and you multiply by how many T-shirts.
Yeah. And you can multiply that by 2. All right. You're welcome. You're going to sleep good tonight.
So T-shirts are not only cool, but they're becoming more valuable over time.
That's it, guys. Don't forget, 17.5%, 551%. And this is where we are. So it's about to get fucking fun. I
love the tweet from Richard. You're going to be surprised, right? Just a quick, I like how you said quick. Just a quick, no big deal. Quick 100x move, a little
something
like, wake up, see you, bye.
A little something like, feel good tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Thank you for streaming with us. You guys go check out the nights at the Crypto Roundtable. Let me post the link here.
That's gonna be another epic stream.
You know it, man. I mean, there's so much to talk about, dude. Come on, it's crazy.
Epic, bro.
What's up, Juicy? Shout out, bro. Balliot. Thank you guys for sticking around, man. It had to be done. This is an emergency broadcast for a reason. F is for Fractal. Now let's get it, because it's gonna be a fun ride.
Best time of my life, baby.
Yeah. Well, Kareem, what can you be reached at? And then I'll say where I can be reached at, and then we'll shut it down.
All right. So on Telegram, right, on the Hex Crypto chat, it's literally at Hex Dream Account. You'll see my face easy. Or on Twitter, the fastest way, you just type in your browser STAKER.APP, and they pull up my Twitter easy, because at Your Magics is very easy. And thanks for people being on the stream as always, man. Appreciate you guys.
Nice.
Shout out to you, everybody.
Nice. I'm on Twitter, Whales Only One. On Telegram, Whales Only. And also here on YouTube, I guess. So thank you guys for sticking around. Go check out Nights at the Crypto Roundtable. Is that it?
Smash the like, subscribe. Don't forget
smash the likes and subscribe for sure to both. And make it a good one, guys, because it's always good in Hexland, is it not?
Facts.
That's a fact.
Every day.
All right, guys. I'm about to go raid those guys. So my turn to sit back and relax. Shit. Good night, guys. Peace.
Peace.